All right, what's good? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's have a good boxing talk this morning. Ooh-wee, sipping on my coffee. A lot of drama. Tank told the truth. Man, I swear, dude, I tried for a while to stay out of all this lightweight stuff. I feel like I'm a grown man hanging out with a bunch of kids. But if you sit there long enough, a bunch of kids are going to start making you laugh. And, I guess you'll start feeling more young because of it. But, man, I swear, bro, you guys with all of this back and forth bullshittery, bro, you guys got my mama talking to me, telling me to watch my language. Because, man, my mom, hey, I was, let me say what's up to everybody. And I'm going to segue into this conversation with something. The conversation I had with my mother, where she told me I had a potty mouth. And I realized, man, I have a potty mouth because y'all bring so much BS around me that it literally is the only way that I can express myself effectively, efficiently, and precisely. Valley, what's going on? He said, no doubt, Tank can crack both, to be honest. Yeah, man, I think those guys lost so much ground. They've lost so much ground. What's going on to all things in the building? Steven in the building. What's going on? Ox Steele, what's happening? Tony Brown, what's good? Blessings, brother. Blessings. Edwin Volaton, good morning, sir. Well, shout out to the Caribbean, to my guy, the king of the PayPal, Mr. Richard Paris. How are you, sir? Always a pleasure to see your name come across the screen. Man, by the way, thank you once again. If you're there, Star 007, brother, thank you for coming by the live stream yesterday. Thank you for participating in the live stream yesterday. Arena, good morning. Blessings to you. He said, hey, peace and blessings, Martino. Martin, to you and yours. Oh, I thought you were going to call me Martino because that's what my sister calls me, Martino. That's my sister's nickname for me. What's going on? Daryl McKinney, what's going on, brother? Thank you so much for coming by the chat again, man. Big time channel member there. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your support. It is just, man, thank you. Let me go down here. Cornelius Burnett, what's going on? Player. Big Ox Steel in the building. Man, I need some new clippers. Tony Brown in the building. What's up, sir? Salute to you. Ernie V, top of the AM. I don't even see you, but Cadillac 634 in the dough. What's good? Easy number one. What's happening? The Griggs Boxing Network. Good morning, man. I don't think I've said what's up to you in a minute. What's going on, Jacker One? As always, Dank Lucane. Man, you making me think of that ganja. Ray Davis, I'm about to buy that camera. I'm just so sensitive with money, man. But Ray, trust me, every time I see you, I think I got to get this camera. I got to up my game. Aisha in the building. What's up, sister? Jose. I like that. Jose Lopez. What's up, Jose? Good day to you, sir. Damian Bailey, what's up? CG Cap in the building. What's going on, man? Platinum Alkaline Water. Shout out to everybody else, man. Oddly Gifted Bully Kennels in the building. What's up, brother? He said, hey, salute for now. We miss you, John Boy. Yeah, for sure, man. John Boy will be back, man. As soon as these fights, as soon as we get stuff going again, he'll be back. I'll catch up with him. I'll shoot him a note this week. Barbara D, good morning, sister. Always good to see you. And shout out to Aisha, Lamarcus Robinson, Clarence Bank, DH. And shout out to everybody else. If I miss you, as I see you, I'm going to try to say what's up to you. But Chillville in the building. What's going on, Team Crawford in the building? I'm going to try to stay off of Tim. I'm going to try to stay off his back today. But so let me tell you what happened with my mama. I went every Sunday. I go drive to my mother's house. And, for the most part, every Sunday, unless something comes up. Yo, what's up? And she was like, you sure are cussing a lot. Literary situation, what's up? And I thought to myself on the way back, why am I cussing so much? It's because there's so much stuff that's cuss worthy. So much silliness, ridiculousness, lip bumpery going on. How else can I express this stuff? You guys are really, really out here tripping, man. You kids are out here acting. You guys are out here acting fools. Okay, so I'm thinking to myself, what do I really believe about this lightweight division? That there's one king of this lightweight division, and the rest of y'all are all scuttling, trying to catch up. You guys are all a bunch of smoke and mirrors, man. A bunch of smoke and mirrors. Guys are skilled fighters in the ring, but there's a bunch of other stuff, nonsense sitting on top of it, man. Okay, so it brings me back to what Gervonta Davis said about Devin Haney, which was I cracked him, and Shakur Stevenson, which is I cracked them. He said they both know I cracked them both. Tank over everybody. Yeah, dog. I think we just, man, I read some stuff coming from Ring Magazine. Oh, gosh. Did anybody read Dougie Fisher's? I know some of y'all don't read, like, the journalists, boxing journalists. But I read an article by Dougie Fisher from Ring Magazine. Man, they so full of it. The hatred that Ring Magazine has for the PBC is the number one reason why you should not respect the Ring Magazine belt. Fanon, we got to stop gassing these fighters up till we see them face challenge. They've all faced challenge. I just think we need to thoroughly do what we're doing. I'm going to do what I'm doing, which is every time I hear y'all tell me something that sounds like stupidity, I'm just going to call stupidity. I'm going to be straight with you, man, the entire time. I don't care if it's Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Davis, Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford. I don't care. Y'all are full of SHIT. Y'all are so full of SHIT. Instead, it's more confusing now than it was before, because at least before we were dumb and we didn't know. Now you literally got you guys consistently lie and amp up. I was talking to my dad, man. You know, my dad was saying, you know, I don't believe that these people that got all this money that they say they got. He was talking about Dougie Fisher. He's a light-skinned, long-haired Tim Bradley. Look, Rich, let me say, Ray Davis, how can I say this? I don't think people living in melanin-impaired houses should be making fun of other people living in melanin-impaired houses, bro. I still can't get past cuss-worthy. It is cuss-worthy. My mother said, son, you've got such an expansive vocabulary. You can find better words for this. And I thought to myself, I said to my mother, no, I can't. Bullshit fits. It fits so well. Like, what do I think when I think of Devin Haney fans? Bullshit. It's absolutely right there. Y'all are full of bullshit. It's metaphoric. It's exact. There's a common understanding of what I'm talking about. Y'all are full of shit. Bullshit. It works. If I was to sit there and say, you know, yeah, there's nothing better than that. It's what it is. It is exactly what it is. Shakur Stevenson. All of y'all are kicking Shakur Stevenson. All of y'all are kicking Shakur Stevenson. Now, Shakur Stevenson made an admission that he said he needs to sit and he needs to take it because of all the SHIT he talked. Right? He talked all that SHIT. And, hey, you know, he's getting it. He deserves it. He's just going to bear down and let's see the next performance. I'm all right. Bill said they want the same amount as Ryan. Bill don't want no fight price, boy. What you talking about? All of this stuff about wanting $30 million. I saw that. You getting, dog, let me tell you something. Devin, if I was Gervonta Davis, I would offer Devin Haney a pack of ho-hos and some used now-or-laters. And some used now-or-laters. So you know them old-ass, hard-ass candies that always sit at the bottom of the Halloween bag until it's time to throw it out? That's what his ass can get. Some Halloween candy. Other than that, dog, I ain't trying to hear none of that. Because they talk too much, bro. They dog, seriously, man. Seriously, man. Y'all, I'm telling you, I live in reality, bro. I'm living in reality around this part. I want to live in reality moving forward. I always say I just want a good laugh. Yeah, I heard that, man. Man, if you don't stop and take your ass to fight Gerard Ennis. Yoni Stack said it's too early for now. What you talking about? Does Haney have 30 million worth of sales? Let me tell you something, man. I ain't trying to. Let me tell you something, dog. Just off first of all, you got to understand, bro. They talk too much. You talk too much, bro. Talk too much. I'm not going to pay you more while you tear me down. You're not going to drag my stock down and ask for more money at the same time, dog. And what's good for the goose is good for the gander, dang. Dog, you lay the rules out. Tank said 10% they counter with 30. Dog, you ain't getting no 30%. Because you ain't Ryan, bro. You ain't Ryan. You ain't Ryan. You're not Ryan. Now, somebody tell me that I ain't talking real truth here. Okay? Look, bro, I remember that nasty ass candy. Hey, dog, that's what he gets. That's what you get, dog. Some Rolos or something. You get some chalky Rolos. Single pack Rolos with the package half open. What's good for the goose is telling for now. I'm telling you, man. It's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. The way you act, you're laying down the rules. When you said you need to make concessions, what did he say? You need to make concessions. Dog, when I'm fighting on your platform, you name the rules. Dude, this is things, dog, dried up, man, dude, dried up, dusty ho-hos, too. Hey, man, you happy I don't give you some of that. Hey, what did he do? Show the mugshot, right? He showed Tank's mugshot. Give him one of them white bread moldy bologna sandwiches that you get in lockup. Okay, how about some of that? You get a couple dozen of them, and say, hey, if you win, you'll be a star. And if you win, you'll be a star. Easy. I did what I needed to do. I made the sacrifice. I made the sacrifice of getting in there with Ryan Garcia, a known underwear model, and knocking his ass out. Okay? I did what I needed to do to get where I am. Now you do what you got to do to get where you are. Okay? Fight all these dudes, and then maybe. I get it. Anyway, what's up, Giamatti Walker? I'd watch Devin versus Loma. I never complain about Devin again after Shakur this past weekend. CG Cap. Shakur stunk up the gym, bro. He stunk up the gym in a entirely new way, bro. He really stunk that gym up. However, let's be very clear here, man. I don't think he got a chin, bro. I think he doesn't have a chin. Damn, I'm trying to tell you. He got in the ring with a known metrosexual, dog. Dog, you got in that ring with a raging metrosexual, bro. You don't never know what's coming up off of that. Man, them dudes, I remember them dudes. Man, it was crazy. You remember that term in the 90s? Metrosexual? That shit is highly suspect now. That's highly suspect now. So look, man. All I'm trying to say is let's talk about it what it for it really is. Because I read this article by Dougie Fisher in Ring Magazine. Because if you're not familiar, there was a beef between Dougie Fisher and Mauricio Sulaiman. Mauricio Sulaiman, who's the president of the WBC, responded to a question about why a fight that they're putting on for the WBC belt, which is Bam Rodriguez versus Sonny Edwards, is not for the Ring Magazine belt. For now, we got to separate hit, not get hit, chest mass, track meet, and scared. What's up, man? DJ OC in the place to be, man. Oh, my God, man. My machine just got fixed. So now I can start wearing my Parlor Reese Wheaton shirt again because I ain't going to get up there with it dirty. Hold on one second, man. Let me do this because I'm going to go through this story for y'all, man. Because, man, I swear, there's a dude you guys need to read, bro. What? Oh, what happened? Hey, bro, I don't see it. What happened? No, what? So deep. What the fuck? Hey, hold on, man. Yeah, I'm good. I got to check on something.
We are for right now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so let me know. All right, man.
All right, thanks, brother.
Yeah, there you go. YouTube screwed Parlor Reese Wheaton. That's what it is. Parlor Reese Wheaton got screwed by YouTube. So that's all right, man. We're gonna start from the ground up and build up. What's going on to my guy Giovanni Walker? Said, let's get some color in the chat, please. Hey, can we get some color in the chat? Let's have a color contest. How many of you, matter of fact, hey dog, watch this. This is how much I would pay Devin Haney if I was Gervonta Davis. I would say I'm going to go to for non-international boxing, and however much money is donated to him in the super chats, I'm going to multiply that by 10. I'm going to multiply that by 10. I'm going to put a 0 on it. So that's how much you're going to get. A whopping $250 because you got to earn it. Aisha Crawford said it was the best belt. Oh, Lord. It's not even a belt. A metrosexual is somebody, it's a saucy male is what it is. It's a saucy male, bro. It's a saucy male is what it is. Matter of fact, dog, I'd be like, look, bro, you can get a collection plate. Give him one of them Baptist church collection plates and have him pass it through the audience. Let's do that. Now, that would be cold-blooded. That's how we should do it. You got to earn your money. So we're going to get some deacons from a local Baptist church to stand and pass that plate around the audience during the main event. Whatever you collect, brother, you can have 30% of that. Because that's what you should get. Because you did that because you talked that with Devin. Because you talked that with Shakur. No, Devin's not zesty. I don't think Devin's zesty. I think all these Negroes are a little bit zesty, though. Haney doesn't deserve anything. He got belts from Kambosos and trying to do the same as Kambosos. Low ball to try to keep belts forever. Kambosos wasn't expecting. DJLC say you wouldn't get shit if you did that. I'm just trying to tell you, dog. Let me get back to what I was saying. And seriously, man, seriously, that shit is a sickening feeling. That is a sickening feeling. Oh my God, though, I need my Paolo Reese Wheaton back, bro. I hope you guys kept all your content. Damn, I hope you guys kept your content, downloaded your content. Now, you know what I mean? Just excessively effeminate ass dudes. No, but anyway, let me get back to the topic, bro. Let me get back to the topic. Devin was at Diddy's pool. Hey, dogs, I'm not saying none of that. I ain't saying none of that. All I'm saying, this is my point about this boxing world right now. The only thing that really matters is money. Period. That's it. That's the only thing that matters is money. After listening to this ridiculous debate back and forth between Ring Magazine and the WBC, where the WBC was called to task by Ring, and Ring flat out told the truth about Ring Magazine, and the snarky, snotty, the snotty ass tone of Dougie Fisher. Dude, if you listening, bro, you are snotty as a little girl, bro. That article you wrote was snotty as a little girl. God, dog, man. Snotty. Just snotty. There's two writers that I read. Because I'm serious, man. I'm really starting to read these journalists. Sit down, read the whole article. Not just the title, the whole article. There's a guy named Paul Magno. If you all really want to read some really good journalism, like really good, honest commentary in the written form, it's this guy, Paul Magno. Paul Magno hits the nail on the head after nail on the head. He writes for Fight Hype. But you know this dude ain't no way in the world he'll ever get a job. And this no disrespect to Paul. One of these days I'm going to have Paul Magno on this show. Like, one of the person I really want to have as a co-host is Paul Magno. Paul Magno. Like, that's a dude that I'm like, man, I would love to have as like a daily co-host is Paul Magno. Really, really knows this. Really, really, really will tell you the truth about boxing. And a very, very intelligent guy. So, you remember when Mauricio Sulaiman was asked a question. This is how misleading Ring Magazine is. He's asked a question about, how do you feel about the Ring Magazine belt not being on the line for the Sonny Edwards versus Bam Rodriguez fight? And he says, I don't know why you guys keep, basically he's like, man, what do I care about Ring Magazine? It's a magazine. It's a magazine. I don't understand why fighters keep putting all of this stuff, putting all this big to do behind Ring Magazine. All it is a magazine. Now, Diddy going through it right now. Look, man. Diddy full of it, bro. But what it is, what it is. Oh, I thought Dougie Fisher was a little girl. I'm telling you, man, he's a snotty little something. He's a little snotty little dude. Snotty. Just straight snotty. That's like, yeah, I don't even know if people even call kids snotty anymore. Like a little snot-nosed brat. He's snotty. So I'm reading this article, right, in response to this, because Ring Magazine, we're going to respond to this. How exactly, and I was waiting, how exactly are you going to respond to the fact that he's dead right about you? You're a magazine. You're a magazine. All you're doing is giving him a trinket with no reward. There's no reward behind that. Well, you're not paying for it. Well, you're not getting shit for it either. You're not getting any extra money in your contract because you're a Ring Magazine champion? Are you getting any? Is there any promoter that is paying you extra money because you have a Ring Magazine title? No. But I have witnessed by reading people's contracts that certain people get paid more money when they get a championship. So you pay a fee, you get more money. That's why they want to be the champ. Derek Choice, let me tell you something, dog. You are floating on your support, bro. Let me tell you something right here, dog. Let me tell you about this dude, Derek Choice. Derek Choice is like a he's like a minor slave master to me, dog. Because I need Derek Choice around the channel, but I swear to God, I be wanting to toss your ass out. But I need you, Derek Choice. We cannot escape this system of capitalism, dog. Derek Choice is an unlicensed troll that does support the channel, and I thank you so much for your support, Derek Choice. But I swear, bro, you be saying some stuff that I swear I just be wanting to toss you right away. But I won't. I will not. No. Derek Choice hit me with just enough yellow where I got to put up with it. Just enough yellow where I got to put up with it, dog. Just enough yellow where I got to put up with it. But anyway, let's get back to this. Now I'm like has some killer-ish on him. Oh, you talking about P. Diddy? Let me tell you something, bro. The dude just, man, he don't want to be in the paper no more. He's already in the paper for people saying he killed Tupac. And then he got problems with Mace saying he ripped him off. His PR is trash. And he needs to stop the bleeding because he ain't making that much money. He's not making all that money like he used to. Okay, that's what it is. You got to stop the bleeding, dog. You got to stop the bleeding at some point in time. You know what I'm saying? You got to stop the bleeding. Dog, he overachieved like a mug as it is. You know? Tell the truth. Give him a box of Good and Plenty. Good and Plenty is some of the worst candy, dog. Like, hey, I ain't gonna lie, dude. I used to love the candy that everybody else hated. Like Almond Joys. I love Almond Joys and Mounds. You know what the worst crap is, though? Butterfingers. Ooh, dog, I'm gonna give you like a bucket of Butterfingers. Give you a bucket of Butterfingers and some Sweet Tarts. I like Sweet Tarts, though. Anyway, so I'm trying to have it. What's going on? Be well. I mean, what's going on so deep in the building? Look, man, I'm trying to get back to this very serious boxing conversation about why I'm just, dog, I don't care. Dude, the sanctioning bodies and Ring Magazine, dude, they exposed each other. Ring Magazine complaining about fighters taking sanctioning fees. You know what you're getting for those sanctioning fees. You're staying in the rankings. You get the reason that we're not asking for anything. The fighters love it because they know that it's completely objective. There ain't shit objective about Ring Magazine. There ain't shit objective about Ring Magazine. Not none of you. Especially since you wrote that note about Al Heyman. And pretty much the entire justification for the WBC being crooked was that they do business with Al Heyman. I couldn't believe it. I thought that you have this person in this ranking because of Al Heyman. You did this with Al Heyman. Dog, it's like Oscar De La Hoya got his hand all the way up the backside of Dougie Fisher, and his hands is just flopping his mouth for him. Dude, you guys are tripping. That was the the most childish crap that I'd read. It's like the sanctioning bodies, like undisputed means you're the man. Like the logic of it doesn't even make sense. The sanctioning bodies don't matter unless you get all the sanctioning bodies belts. And once you get all the sanctioning bodies belts, then the sanctioning body doesn't matter. Unless the sanctioning body does matter, but then and if it does matter, in that case, you got to get it. How does undisputed matter for something? When it's Ring Magazine are the ones that initially label the sanctioning bodies as major. It seems like Ring Magazine, who's the oldest that I know of, the oldest boxing publication, and has been here the entire time that all these sanctioning bodies multiplied, it seems like you should take some responsibility and say, hold on, man, maybe we should stop talking about these sanctioning bodies being major and adding more confusion to it. It was Ring Magazine that pubbed up the WBO. It's Ring Magazine that pubbed up the IBF. It's Ring Magazine that pubbed up the WBC. All three of the subsequent sanctioning bodies were propped up by Ring Magazine and boxing articles and writers that preceded the current group of Boxing Writers Association of America. What's going on? Hey, SO504. I'm trying to have an intelligent boxing talk. I'm trying to have an intelligent boxing talk is what I'm trying to do. Where we talk about the real issue in boxing, which is the media. And not the child's banter, which is really the saving grace of boxing right now. These kids all sitting around bumping their lip talking crazy is way more interesting than the BS being spit out by these 50-year-old, 55-year-old, 60-year-old writers that have nothing but disdain for each other. It's like a bunch of bickering old men and a bunch of bickering kids. And who am I going to listen to? I'm going to listen to the bickering kids because at least you guys are comedy. At least you're comedic relief. You know, I laugh. I don't laugh. I'm laughing with Bill Haney. I know Bill Haney is cracking up, bro. Ooh, I know when he talks to y'all, he be laughing in his head. Like these people are dumb. Ooh, Lord. Ooh, y'all dumb. Y'all didn't hear me just say this. And y'all don't remember that I just said this 5 minutes ago. YouTube channels do the same thing. I know they just sitting back laughing at y'all. Every time y'all give them a salute. I know they just be giggling at y'all asses. In the back of their mind, they have to be. Daniel Galmercy, good morning, Martin in chat. Not telling you how to run your channel, but there wasn't an ad before the video. Did you monetize it? Hey, dog, tell me how to do it, but yes, I did. You don't get an ad every single solitary time you do a video, just so you know. But yes, I did monetize it, man. Yes, I did. I'm too broke not to. I'm not broke. I ain't gonna lie. Don't want to put any lies out there. I'm not broke. Just, financially concerned. Hey, certain boxers have specific channel favorites. Look, man, I can explain to you the YouTube game. I understand the YouTube game. I do. Most of these guys really feel what they feel. But we're not the media. That's the thing. We're not the media. They keep lying about we're not the media. We're not journalists, man. Everybody's got their opinion, and people want to label every opinion that crosses their path as bias because you guys don't have the vocabulary to explain something in a different fashion. How can Tank call anybody trash? He's been losing every fight on the cards before the knockout. So if someone goes the distance, he loses. If they trash, why is he not fighting them? And an easy fight, where that? Let me tell you something, bro, because all that stuff you said is BS. Black Luffy. BLK Luffy. Because that's ridiculous. I don't know of one he was losing on the cards. See what I mean about you guys just bumping your lips and saying anything? I don't know of any fights that he was losing on the cards at the time of the knockout. Enlighten me. Enlighten me. English, please. I don't know what you're talking about, London. I speak perfect English. Perfect American Midwest English of the Midwest dialect. I speak excellent English. Understand it clearly, too. I speak better English than you guys spitting out all that cockney. Show me a card. No, I mean, dude, it's just silly. He was up on all these cards. I already went through it with people. You ain't beating Gervonta Davis in no decision. You ain't hitting him enough. And he's dropping you. You guys just want the man to lose. Oh, thank you, London. Okay, because I was going to say, I speak pretty good English, brother. I do. Anyway, man. Oh, I'm not asked. Oh, yeah, here you go. Yeah, there are. I'm sorry. You can say what you want, bro. He's not losing. He's not losing on the cards, bro. Matter of fact, the only guy that I've seen that I thought has lost a fight was Devin Haney of all of those guys. He's the only one that anybody ever cried robbery about is Devin Haney and Lomachenko. That's it. Lomachenko, though, I got to tell you, man, Lomachenko's a good fighter, man. Lomachenko's a good fighter. What's going on, brother Coda? Let me put this banner out here, man. Let me put this banner. Please support the channel. It's necessary. Every round he doesn't drop someone he lost the round, the Wilder effect. That's how you do it. I don't understand why people get so upset with others' opinions. Opinions keep us all entertained. I'm going to tell you why they get mad at my opinion. Because my opinion hurts. My opinion hurts. And I know it does. It hurts. My opinion hurts. Because I'm trying to make my opinion hurt. Dog, you ever talk to somebody and they say something and then you wish like you could have come up with a snappy response, but you don't think of your snappy response for like another, like a half hour later? You're just not quick enough with it. That's why they don't like my opinion. Because the shit hurts. I'm not overdoing it. I'm not telling you this is what I know to be the case. This is what I'm just telling you what all the raw facts point to. And they say it's crafting a narrative. Devin, the only one of them who is fighting Hall of Famers, that's BS, Tevin Smith. What do you mean? He lost to the only Hall of Famer. Devin lost to the only Hall of Famer he fought, bro. And Gervonta beat the only Hall of Famer that he fought. Shakur's never been in with a Hall of Famer. And also, we don't even know whether or not how many Hall of Famers they beat because ain't none of them in the Hall of Fame. There is nobody that Devin Haney has fought that is in the Hall of Fame. None of them. Okay? None of them are in the Hall of Fame. Did he Fanon? That's what it says on his right. What are you talking about? I'm just telling you, man. There's a lot of people thought Devin Haney lost that. Devin did win. He did. He got the call. He got his ass whooped, but he got the call. That grade school student was slapping him in the mouth consistently, but he got the call. He got his wigwam pushed back, but he got the call. You know what I mean? I mean, you know he did get beat up in that fight, right? You do know that a 126-pounder beat him up in that fight, bro. Oh, dude, half his size beat his ass up. Excuse me, mama. See, that's the truth. He won the fight, going to the body, but he got his wig pushed back by a little-ass dude. Stop it, bro. What is the truth? You don't like the truth? I'm going to tell you the truth, okay? Lomachenko, 37-year-old Lomachenko, old as Methuselah, with a surgically repaired shoulder in his third weight class, was pushing that boy's head back. Yeah. It's the truth. It's the truth. You don't like that? Gervonta, Errol Spence Jr. got beat up by Terrence Crawford. That's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth. I don't know who wins between Tank and Lomachenko. I don't know. We'll see the fight. But that's the truth. You guys don't want to talk truth. You want to talk a bunch of opinions. But when it's time to talk the truth, all of a sudden it's bias. I'm telling you the truth. He got beat up by Vasily Lomachenko. And you can say he didn't if you want to. He was going to manhandle him. He was too big for him. The man had to do by 20 pounds. The man outweighed that guy by 20 pounds. In the ring, he was 20 pounds bigger than that man. And Loma beat him up. And it was a controversial decision. That's the truth. That's the truth. In his last fight. And then all of a sudden he don't want to fight Shakur. It's also the truth that he dropped that belt. But you don't want the truth. You okay with telling the truth on Shakur. You want to tell the truth. He stuck up the gym. Ran around, played Ring Around the Rosie, pocket full of posies. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down. He did all of that. Ring around the Rosie, pocket full of posy. Yeah, he did. All around that ring. Black Mamba, you'll defend anybody over Haney. Oh, poor baby Black Mamba. Give me something to defend Devin Haney on. I'll defend Haney too. I'm not defending anybody. I'm telling you the truth. Wasn't nobody out here talking bad about Lomachenko. How am I defending Lomachenko? I'm not defending Lomachenko. I'm defending myself and you all's ridiculousness. Okay? Let's call it like it is, man, since everybody want to make up a story. I watched it. I disagree. The truth is when you're going again, the undisputed champion, you have to leave no doubt. Man, I don't give a shit about that. King Allen, I don't care about that nonsense you talking about. Yeah, he got beat up. Yes, he won the fight. And he also got beat up. Yes, he won. And he got beat up. Don't act like he didn't. Do not act like this is the invincible, this he's some invincible king fighter. Okay? Same thing with Shakur. I'm not saying that he's not the same level as Tank. I'm telling you. What is this? You got to care, bro. You a boxing fan. No, I do not care about what you just said. No, I do not have to do nothing. I don't have to do nothing. I don't have to do nothing but stay black, die, and pay taxes. That's what I got to do. Stay black, die, and pay taxes. Those are the only three things. That's it. Short of that, I ain't got to do squat. I should do something maybe. I want to do things, but I ain't got to do squat. Y'all, you guys ain't going to browbeat me, bro. You guys out here with these tactical browbeats. Fanon, you're a reporter. You're not supposed to have an opinion. You're only supposed to give the facts because I don't like the facts that you're giving. Hey, man, I'm going to give you the facts, and then I'm going to give you my opinion based on the facts. You all, and I'm telling you, I'm talking about the whole boxing thing, are full of shit. I don't know damn near anybody that's consistent. It's all about the money. The only consistent thing is the money. That's it. Money talks, BS walks. You all say, and let's put that to the test, that money talks, BS walks. Who's the biggest name fighter in boxing? Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia has he has 9 billion Instagram followers. But he's back on regular TV fighting in San Antonio, Texas next fight. How does that happen? He was not on pay-per-view before. He's not on pay-per-view next. How does this work? It's the Instagram followers. Dog, Instagram followers. How can you credit somebody for Instagram followers, but not credit somebody for stolen pay-per-views? Riddle me that. Riddle me that, young men. I'm an old man. You should be able to out-debate this old man any day because you're young. You should be able to outthink me because you're young. Big Dog Willie in the building says, Bill Haney said Devin deserved 45-55. 45-55 for Dev? Well, how are you going to know he doesn't deserve anything? Gervonta gets to say what he deserves. You should be able to beat me, man. Y'all should be able to beat me because I'm an old man. What do I know? I'm old and dumb. But let me ask you a question. Why would you give credit to Ryan Garcia for the purchases of for the aficionados of underwear models over on Instagram, but you don't give Gervonta Davis credit for the number of people that stole his pay-per-view? Do you know what? Can anybody tell me what the similarity is between the 9 million followers that he has on Instagram and all of the people that stole Gervonta Davis's pay-per-views? Can anybody tell me what the scenario is? What they have in common? Keeping in mind that the theme of this discussion is money talks, bullshit walks. Come on, students, and you're young. You should be smarter than me. You're young. You should be smarter than me. You should be able to beat me in a debate because I'm old. I'm waiting for the answer. It's a very obvious answer. Can somebody's got to be able to tell me what they have in common relative to, there you go, King of Kings. None of them bought the fights. They ain't buying the fights. So I don't care how many underwear models he got, how many Instagram followers he has. If you don't care how many people stole and were not willing to pay for Gervonta Davis's fight. Okay? Because I have a suspicion. See, I can't say this with my mother, knowing my mothers might be listening. That who knows, man, if people were running around shit, I'm not going to say it. Hey, man, y'all get that likes up. Please get the likes up. Let me actually go over here. Man, I hate that. What? God, dog, my guys is gone. Let me go on over here, man. Oh, yeah, man. Because I'm making y'all sick right now. Yeah, you can buy followers. Don't worry about it, man. I like them. Oh. Yeah, you can buy followers, but just say, I don't know. Bill Haney said they should offer the same where Ryan amount, then they can get it done. No, they can't. No. You're not Ryan. No, you're not Ryan. No. You can do what Ryan did, accept anything I give you. Man, dog, look, bro, we're in the wild, wild west of capitalism. I tried to tell you, I tried to talk about equity, about Shakur Stevenson. I tried to talk about equity with Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. We tried to talk about fairness when it came to Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, and you guys threw all that shit in the garbage. and said, oh, it's all about what you can negotiate. He got to take what Gervonta Davis offers him in order for you all to be consistent with what you said about Shakur Stevenson. He has to sacrifice to get on that big stage. He has to sacrifice to get on that big stage. Got to sacrifice. Sign with Gervonta GTD. Sign a multi-fight deal with GTD and take whatever he gives you for your chance at stardom. Now you tell me you got a problem. Somebody got a problem with that. After you say that Shakur should have taken 25% or 10%. No, he will not for 10 because then he ain't gonna get no money and he's gonna get beat up. Because, bro, that fight's in 135. I'm telling you right now, I am threatening Calvin Ford. Right now, I will challenge Calvin Ford and Coach Kenny all to a fight. I mean, we can throw hands. If y'all let that man pimp you out your money, okay? Hey, dog, if you let that man, I'm going to put it out there, dog. You let that man pimp you on that money, if you let him try to guilt trip you out that money, if he try to slick talk you out that money, you let that slide, I will be forever disappointed. Forever disappointed. Because you know that's what Terrence Crawford did to Errol Spence. Just pimped him out that money. Ooh. Nah, dog, because I'm sorry, bro. I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. I'm in it to win it because you guys you talk too much about me. You talk too much about me. I'm in it to win it now. I'm in it to win it. I have something personal in this now because you all have now convinced me that the only thing that matters in boxing is money. That's the only thing. You can't tell me it's the belts because Ring Magazine says the belts are only about money and the belts are for sale. That's what Ring Magazine said. The sanctioning body, the WBC, said, "Oh, you're just about money." So the sanctioning bodies is about nothing but nothing about money. The Ring Magazine ain't about nothing but money. The boxers say it ain't nothing about money. As soon as you get a good fight, but it doesn't sell well, they call it a flop, and so they shouldn't have made the fight. That's not about money. That's about money. So it's about money. It's not about the best fighting the best because you don't even know who the best is. You don't know who the best is. Who's the best? You don't know. Because the only way for you to know who the best is for them to fight. But then you, the guy that wants to fight the best, doesn't take a fight because of the money. It's the money. Since it's the money, then let it be the damn money. If it's the money, let it be the damn money. Okay? That's how you donate right there. Cash App is right there, brother. If it's about the money, then let it be about the money. And if we're going to be living in a capitalistic society, then let's be there. Let's call it like it is. If you believe that Shakur Stevenson should have taken 25% for the honor of getting in the ring with Devin Haney, whatever it is that they offered him, he should have taken it. Then Devin got it. Then was good for the goose, good for the gander. But I don't believe that. See, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I believed that Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson should have came up with a fair deal and made the fight. I didn't believe that Shakur Stevenson needed to cow-tide and grovel at the feet of Devin for scraps that fall off Devin's table for the honor of fighting and being near Lord Haney. I said that they should have paid him fairly. That's what I said. You said otherwise. So let's move forward with your rules, not mine. Your rules. If Shakur needs to do whatever Devin says in order to get the honor of fighting the great Devin Haney, future Hall of Famer, the greatest fighter under the age of 100, because you know he's under 100. He's just 30 years old, or whatever it is that you say this year, right? He's just 25. Look at everything he's accomplished. Then okay, no worries. Let's go by that rule. Black Mamba, you can jump your ass on the chat. That's not a fact. Black Mamba, it's not remotely a fact. What numbers? What numbers does Devin bring in? When? Enlighten me about these numbers. His numbers are the same as Shakur Stevenson's. His numbers are the same as Shakur Stevenson's. His numbers are nowhere near Gervonta Davis's numbers. Not on the same planet as Gervonta Davis's. And you know it. And I talk about all kind of people that are not stars. All kind of people that are not stars. If you did not hear me, I was talking about Sonny Edwards and Bam Rodriguez a second ago. Please tuck that lame-ass logic. Or click the link so I can teach a class of logic on your ass. Come up with a rule and be consistent. I like 60-40 for Devin and Shakur. Devin and Gervonta. That's me. I like 60-40 for that fight. If it was me making the fight, I'd be like, man, 60-40, bro. It takes two people to get in the ring. Gervonta is clearly the main attraction. Devin's a good fighter. He'll spark interest in the fight. Yeah, man, I ain't got a problem 60-40. I think that's treating Gervonta. Dude, shut up, bro. You're a fucking clown. Dog, seriously, click the link or I'm throwing your dumb ass out. Devin Haney videos don't do shit on my channel. Excuse me. They don't do shit. They don't. Don't tell me my numbers. I know the numbers. Devin Haney fans don't come to my channel to watch videos. They go to other people's channels to watch videos. They don't like what I'm going to say. Don't tell me my numbers. You don't know my numbers. I know what Devin Haney's numbers are, though. Insufficient. You know what that word NSF is? Insufficient funds. Insufficient revenue generation to cover the money he makes. I don't want to hear that. Just because I talk about him doesn't mean who am I? There might be 3,000, there may be 5,000 people who watch this live stream. What do you think I am? Black Mama, dude, I thank you for liking the show. You can like it more if you click this link. Dude, this is like this is battle rap around here, bro. I'm telling you. But you can say, hey, anyway, it is what it is. Look, man, don't ask me about Devin and I won't have to say things about Devin. I won't have to. However, you guys know you full of, you know y'all full of it, bro. You know you're full of it, bro. You know y'all full of it. Completely and utterly full of the malarkey. Platinum Alkaline Water. Actually, the Devin's fight that I've been to, JoJo and Loma had more fans there. They booed Devin walking into the JoJo fight. Dude, this is very, very obvious, bro. Dude, you guys are clout chasing Gervonta, bro. It's you guys are pinned to Gervonta. Oh, you from San Francisco? You got to support them. Every channel has their favorites, fighters they don't like so much. That's every single person, not every single channel. That's every single person, including you, King of Kings. But I'm going to tell you who I don't like. There's only a couple fighters that I don't like. There are fan bases that I don't like. And there are tendencies of boxing fans that I don't like. You all talk a lot of smack with nothing to back it up. You have a bunch of double standards. It's okay for your fighter to do it, but when it happens to your fighter, you're mad. So I don't like that. Devin Haney fans suck. Let me say that. Devin Haney fans in general suck. If I had a problem with Errol Spence, I'm sure Errol Spence Jr. fans would suck. Some of them, because if you say something about Errol, some of them dudes jump and they go bananas at you. But here's the problem. Very rarely does Errol Spence Jr. do anything that's ganky. Okay, so just think of the fan base is the megaphone for the bullshit put out by a fighter. You're Devin's megaphone. You are like a microscope on Devin Haney. Sleeping Lord Lag 72 said, Fanon, what do you think about Regis and Haney? It's a good fight. It's a good fight. I'm looking forward to seeing it. It's a good fight, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it. That's what I think about it. I don't know, because they both look like garbage. They both look bad in their last fight. So I don't know what's going to happen because they both look bad in their fight. It's two guys coming off of bad wins. So we'll see what happens. I think it's going to be a very boring fight is what I think. I think it's going to be a snooze fest. It's in order for Devin to really win and be effective, it's got to be a snooze fest. If he tries to stay in the pocket, he's going to, with Regis Scott Dog, he's going to get hit with something. So yeah, I see it I think that fight's going to be a snooze fest. Either not by running, but by grabbing and holding. That's what I think. Devin Haney fans don't think undisputed means anything. They think Devin means everything, and undisputed is something that he has. So undisputed is important because Devin has it. Who do I have this weekend? I'll lean towards Devin Haney. But to tell you the truth, I'm really waiting to see the fight because Regis Prograis can fight, bro. Worse than Shakur Edwin. More of a snooze fest for a different reason because of the holding. Devin is going to hold a lot. He's going to grab him and hold him. Anytime he gets near, he's going to grab him and hold. That's what Devin does. Jab, 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 right, hold. And if he's going to win it, he's going to win it with a jab. But it's not going to be like it's bad. I mean, they're both bad. I think they'll both be bad. Dude, that JoJo D, that first, dude, if it wasn't for the fact that it was for undisputed, dude, that George Kambosos fight with Devin, dog, Devin's probably going to land more punches. There's going to be more punches landed. Got to be more punches landed. But, still. Devin better not. If Regis Prograis learns a straight left hand, pulls a straight left hand out there, I don't know, man. It's gonna be what it is, though, bro. I'm just saying the fight was. Anyway, look, man. I want to get off that kid, man. I'll please leave. Look. Let's leave it. Let's leave it alone. Okay, let's leave it alone, bro. Let's leave it alone. I would rather go watch Gervonta Davis fight any day of the week than either one of those guys. And so would most boxing fans, and that's why we're in the situation that we're in. Period. Marquis in the building. What's going on, bro? And that's why we're in the situation we're in. Oh, I'm sorry, King of Kings. I'm talking about Jamal. Oh, I got Jamal beating up Jose Benavidez. I got Jamal beating up Jose Benavidez. And I've got I'll take David Benavidez over Andre, but I don't know. There used to not be pillow fights because it used to go 30 rounds, bro. There were pillow fights back then too, all the time. Hey, man, somebody supported in the Cash App. Thank you, brother. Or was that this yesterday? Hold on one second. Oh, I got to read something from yesterday. That's what it is. Hey, Malik in the building. Oh, he said, take it easy on the Ring. They're a huge man. They're not a huge magazine. What are you talking about? Ring Magazine's a huge magazine. No, they're not. They're not even a magazine anymore. What are you talking about? They're a Twitter page. Ramen said Tank has never been down on the cards. Yeah, I don't know if Tank has ever. I mean, he may have been down on the cards like after 2 or 3 rounds. But he was never down on the cards when he knocked somebody out. Hey, and thank you. Hey, Pay Scott F said, this is battle rap around here. Exactly, bro. I be wanting to smoke, bro. I don't get no smoke. But that's smart. Y'all need to go stay right where you are. Hey, and my sister, Nicole, thank you, sister. Thank you so much for your support for the $2 holler. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let me slide down. Anyway, man, who's the best resume? Tank does. Tank has the best. He's Tank, then Shakur. Tank, then Shakur and Devin. It depends on what you like about their resume. What do you like about their resume? You tell me what's important to you, and I'll tell you who has the best. Okay? Who has the best fights? Tank. Who beat the most champions? Who's beating the best competition? Tank and Shakur. Who has the most belts at one time? Devin. It just depends on what floats your boat. Just depends on what you like. That is very subjective determination who has the better resume. I couldn't care less, though, because honestly, man, I don't know about y'all, but I don't sit around and like daydream about BoxRec. I check out BoxRec and then I get off BoxRec. I'll be much more likely to rewatch a fight than I would be to reread BoxRec. Thank you, brother, for the support, bro. Appreciate you, Mr. Paris. Thank you, sir. And I'm going there right now. Oh, big $25 holler, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you for supporting the next 25 minutes of talk. And he says, I'm rooting for Team Snack to close out 2023. Team Snack gonna do it, dog. Thank you, brother, for that support, man. No joke, bro. Thank you, man. So I don't know. What do you think is most important in the okay, let me try not to be a pain in the behind and answer that question with the most true answer that I can give. It depends on what you're looking for. Who's the prettier woman? It depends on what you're looking for. You know what I mean? Who's the prettier? Who's the more attractive woman? 3 women lined up. All of them are attractive. Who's the most attractive? Guy number 1 may say girl number 1. Guy number 2 may say girl number 2. Guy number 3 may say girl number 3. They may all say number 1. They may all say number 3. They may all say number 2. 2 of them could say number 1 and 1 number 2. 2 of them could say all number 2 and 2 and number 3. You have to tell me what you like. The one with the curly hair, right? You know, which one is it? Terry Shue said the white girl is the finest. That's the honest answer to that. Hold on one second. Somebody click this link for debate, bro. I'm going to bet you Hey, Bingo will say, yeah, that's what it is. And then so we're going to sit around and spin about who the person's definition is. I'm going to tell you the fighter that I think has the best resume and why. I think Gervonta Davis has it because Gervonta Davis has had the most fights that I looked forward to seeing. There you go. Gervonta Davis has the most fights that I was looking forward to see. I didn't really care about the vast majority of Shakur Stevenson's fights. I just didn't care. What he did in 126, I was like, okay. There's one fight that I was really looking forward to, Oscar Valdez. And I was looking forward to Jamel Herring because, Jamel Herring talked bad about me. So, I was looking forward to seeing Jamel Herring get popped upside the head. But, I think Jamel Herring is a nice guy, but, he just copped an attitude with me. Like, man, I didn't do nothing to y'all. That's because that camp over there. So, I wasn't that big on it. Most of Devin Haney's had 2 fights. Really, he's only really had 1 fight that I was really interested in. 2 fights that I was interested in. The first George Kambosos fight, which honestly, I wasn't even really that. The only reason I was interested in that really was because I was going to see if he's going to get robbed or not. I didn't have any doubt he would win the fight. They were selling the belts. That's why, and people skip that. The reason why he didn't get as much money as he wanted because they knew they were selling the belts. You got to pay something for that. You got to pay something to get a shot at all 4 belts against somebody they ain't got no chance to beat you. You know what I mean? They needed some type of insurance. You know what I mean? For real. I mean, like, dude, it's a cash out fight for George Kambosos. So since they were cashing out to him, you got to pay. Dude, it's a different situation. But anyway, so for me, I was looking forward to the Rolly fight. Man, y'all some bugged out type people, bro. Because see this, and that's why I'm telling you it's a more exciting situation. Because every time Gervonta's about to fight somebody, the guy is when he doesn't fight somebody, Gervonta's scared of him. Then when he fights the guy, the guy is trash. And then when that guy fights somebody that you like, then that fighter gets good again. Dude, George, man, let me tell you who would have smoked George Kambosos. Rolly Romero. For me, Rolly Romero and George Kambosos is a 50-50 fight. That shit is a 50-50 fight between him and Rolly Romero. What? I'm not tripping. George Kambosos sucks. You heard it here first, fella. George Kambosos sucks. What do you want me to say, bro? You think George Kambosos? I would never pick Rolly. I'd pick Rolly. I said it's a 50-50 fight. I don't know who's going to win that fight between Rolly and George Kambosos. I don't know who's going to beat George Kambosos is going to beat O'Hara Davies. Dude, I do not believe George Kambosos, bro. George Kambosos is ass. Rolly's ass, George Kambosos is ass. They're both ass. Both of them. Big, stanky booties. Both of them. Tank said Rolly was the hardest hit he ever fought. Yeah, I mean, dude, because at least Rolly got a little talent. Franz Kafka said, Fanon, how was the trial going? Yeah, I'm sorry. I think I said the verdict, didn't I? Yeah, you corrected me on. It's going well, man. It's going well. I haven't listened to it in a couple days. I'm listening to it on audiobook because I'm listening when I'm walking. I'm gonna go through the next chapter as I walk around. I'm trying to understand the art of his writing. I'm studying the book. I'm gonna listen to it a few times, but it's good. He's a funny little dude, man. It's weird listening to something written so long ago. Hold on one second though. I got to do something. Got to pay the bills, people. Thank you to everybody that supports. King G, I'm going to tell you this again. Shakur Stevenson will beat Devin Haney. Just call him boring, bro. That's fair. Trash? No. No. Because the only thing that Devin can really do to win, he doesn't have the ability to do. The only way Devin's ticket to beat Shakur, he doesn't possess. Doesn't possess. Gervonta has what you need to beat Shakur. And it very well could be a round robin type of situation. Could be a round robin situation. But I don't think it is. Devin can't punch, bro. And he can't make 135. I'm telling you right now, that fight is at 135 between Devin and Shakur. Devin and Gervonta. It's at 135. With a 2:00 in the afternoon weigh-in. Listen to me when I say. Does anybody know the significance of it? Yeah, he doesn't have it. He doesn't have anything to keep Shakur from standing right there and picking him off. I do believe Shakur got a little bit of problem with that power, though. He don't want to get hit. I think that is fair. I don't think he wants to get hit. And I don't think there's anything wrong with not wanting to get hit. Gervonta is going to try to entertain you, bro. Gervonta said, you ain't booing me. I would say Tank is more rounded than Shakur. I just think he just has the better effective aggression. Please Will tell me when Davis fights again, sometime in February. My understanding is February, something like that. Then he says the right price, he'll go back down to one. If he goes to 135, dude, he's not getting the right price, bro. He's getting the price he's offered. And y'all can like it or lump it, bro. Like that shit or lump it, brother. Man, I can't get no smoke today. Wow. I can't get zero smoke today, bro. Tank's power is trouble for anyone that's in front of him. Shakur and Haney will slow down from taking those shots. Look, man, Devin's not going to fight him, bro. If Devin's, because Devin's smart. Devin's smart. At 135, he's going to get hurt. Because he's got to come back down and wait to 135. He's going to get hurt. Hurt. I think Shakur's got the best chance because I think Top Rank's going to dump him. Dump him. They're going to dump that stock. They're going to dump that stock. But then I don't know what they're going to do as far as that division goes. Got to do something. Give me 1 second, man. Hold on. Big Dog Willie in the building said, "Hey, a prime Amir Khan has more power than Devin Haney. A prime Amir Khan got more power than a lot of people. Problem is he can't take a punch. That's the problem with Amir Khan. If Amir Khan could take a punch, bro, he would have, man, he's a good fighter. He just can't punch to save his life. Hey, thank you, man. Dre the show said, thanks, Fanon, for good boxing conversation daily. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for that support, man. It's needed and appreciated, dog. Needed and appreciated. I ain't got Oscar De La Hoya paying my bills. I really need to know, dog. I need to get somebody that really can one of you boxers please buy my opinion? Because I'm not going to give it away for free. Certain cats is giving that shit away for free. I know they are, dog. I know they giving that shit away for free because they love the dude. Devin Haney inspires a lot of affection from people that are close to him because he's a nice guy. He seems like a nice guy, bro. Navrati can't do anything with Shakur. People are overdoing it, man. You know that, man. How much am I charging for my opinion? A favorable opinion? I don't know. Dude, I'm cheap. You know, a red super chat. A red super chat, bro. That's all I need. Give me a red super chat. And hey, a red super chat, I'll give you 100 minutes of me defending the hell out of whoever it is. You know what I mean? Because all the boxing is a butt, man. All y'all are out here getting pimped out, bro. For $500, $1,000 a month? No, hell no. Dude, no. For real, how much would it cost me to sell my soul over boxing? A truthful, honest answer? About 1.5 million. About 1.5 million. $1.5 million. Probably to sell my soul, 1.5 million. I'd prefer 2. 2 million. You may get it. You get. I'm trying to tell you, I'm gonna give you the best effort I can give you at 2 million. At 2 million. And I'll explain to you why. I want to be able to do this for the next 20 years. I'm telling you why I say $2 million. Because I want to be able to do this for the next 20 years. So how much is it worth for me to know I will never be able to do it? About $2 million. You're going to have to give me at least $100,000 a year for the next 20 years. Otherwise, I'll keep my soul and try to make it to 20 years. Because you're not only taking the money that I earn, you're taking my enjoyment, my sense of self-respect, my freedom. How much is your freedom worth? It's got to be included in there. That's why they pay them journalists millions. See, if you can, and this is why I don't want to say the name. I almost let that shit slip. That's why you sell yourselves so cheap. Sold yourself so cheap. Cheap. God dog. You sold yourself so cheap. Man, somebody offered me money and I was like, how much? Keep it. No, man, I don't want that money. Man, I remember this shit. Like, dude, I had a conversation with somebody. Hey, Big Dog said the old Amir Khan had faster hands than Devin Haney. Yeah. I just don't think Devin Haney's I think Devin Haney's biggest weakness. Like, dude, I don't know how much he sold for. I can't tell you, but I know how much I was offered. Not necessarily for Bill, but I was not ever offered anything from Bill Haney. So let me be very clear about that. But it's like, $5,000. It's like $5,000. A few $1,000s. Now, 5,000. I mean, what you think? Like 5, 6, 6,000? What? $5,000-$6,000? No, thank you. I'll do it for free. No, I'll do what you ask for free. Because the second that you ask me to do some shit I don't want to do, I'm going to tell you no. And I'm going to walk the fuck away. No. That ain't worth it, dude. You realize how much those guys that are selling? $5K isn't much to you, but it's enough to get other people. $5K is not enough. Is not a lot to any of you. $5,000 is not a lot for anybody on this chat. No way. Do you know how much poor you, and you know how poor you got to be for $5,000 in the United States to be a lot of money to you? A lot of money. Because what's a lot of money? A lot of money is something that should be able to carry you for like 5 years. If you got a YouTube channel and you can earn $1,000 a month on a YouTube, you can work your ass off. I'm telling you, this is very doable. Work your behind off on YouTube. And you can make $1,000 a month. That's just 5 months. That's just 5 months to get to 5,000. And they're going to ask you that for that shit for a year. No, it's not a lot. And guess what? Me doing it, can I brag for a second? Put a hand up if I can brag for a second without making you guys mad. Please put your hand up if I can say something without making you mad. Because I don't want to sound arrogant. But I'm telling you, what I'm telling you is the truth. It's worth more money. I'm worth way more than $5,000 for you. You tripping? I know what I am. I know what I am. That's one of the things I like about my wife. She knows what she is. Better than as good as I can expect to get. Dude, my wife is not confused and neither am I. If I got funky, she can find another one. You're not that damn unique. She, to me, is more unique for me because she is me overachieving. And I mean it. She is me overachieving. I'm a dime piece on this YouTube. Believe that shit. You should pay me that money just to shut me up for what I will do to them bullshit ass narratives that you guys throw around. Y'all can't touch me in no debate. Not none of you. Not none of you. Not none of you. And I know I caused these. I know. Jared said, click the link. You said, poofed, click the link. Click the link. Jared, I challenge you. Click the link. Let's debate. I want to see it. I want to prove it. I want to prove it. I want to prove it. Everybody in here knows it. Your wife makes more than you know. She doesn't make more money than me. But she can find a dude that does. Fuck. My wife can find a dude that does the day after tomorrow. She'll marry some doctor that does. What? Go to a couple sorority events, meet some hard-leg dude trying to impress her. Boom, she's gone. You tripping? Dog, I ain't stupid. I ain't stupid. I know that I ain't going to beat up Terrence Crawford. I know, let me put it this way. I know I ain't going to beat up Terrence Crawford. If I marry Haley Berry, she really don't need me. And you Negroes ain't never going to beat me in no debate. Ever. You don't have the skills. I'll mop you. I will mop you. I will mop you. Straight up. It's an unfair fight. I will mop you. If I wanted to be devious and really go after fighters, dog, I would make Terrence Crawford look so bad his head would spin. If I was really being nasty with Devin, you know, my God, please. If I was really trying to be unbiased towards Bill Haney and I wanted to spend a day doing a video, not do what I do, which is just put a camera up and say, hey, all right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. And in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division. If I didn't want to do that, if I want to be like, man, you have really pissed me off. Let me start downloading videos. Let me start putting timelines together. Let me start editing. Let me spend a week frying your ass. I will make you look like the worst person on the planet. Believe it. I will do better and you will never get out of that. There's no way. Because I'm going to make it so logic. Man, Max Kellerman, shut your bitch ass up. Shut up, fucking clown. Max Kellerman won't do shit. Because Max Kellerman's not going to get paid $3 million a year to do it. He got fired. Okay? So let me first of all, Max Kellerman, hell no. Second of all, though, if you're talking about a guy that is making $3 million for telling the lies that he tells, okay, cool. You got somebody that's going to get paid $3 million a year to come over here and do this to me? You can click the link. There you go. No worries. All bums welcome. All bums welcome. But anyway, you know you're not going to click the link. You're just full of it. Max Kellerman got fired after making more money talking boxing and sports than he'll ever need in his life and is perfectly fine. Yeah, click the link. I don't mind. Click the link. Click the link. It's all bums are welcome, bro. All bums will fall. I'm knocking out all bums. Like Ali said, I'm knocking out all bums. Off the cuff. But you know it. But anyway, you asked me how much it would cost to sell my soul. Like I said, about $2.5 million. $2.5 million. Comfortably sell my soul $3 million. You give me $3 million, I'll never do another boxing video. I'll be doing a political channel, brother. I'll be over there talking about Palestine. I'll be over there talking about Palestine and Israel. Trust me, we can all get together over there. And then I'll maybe sneak this some boxers from over there. But other than that, no. If you're giving your opinion, how is that a lie? Yeah, it's not lying if you're giving your opinion. Unless you're lying about the facts or you're lying about it being your opinion. Southpaw YouTube is a fraud. No, he's not, bro. Don't get thrown out, bro. Southpaw is raw, uncut to the gut. He's raw, uncut to the gut. He's all the talent. He's all the talent. He's all the talent of the streets. Smart, funny, honest, ruthless, all the things that, you know, that his fan base likes to hear. I'm just going to tell you, say he's a sucker. You okay, go over there and call him a sucker, bro. I ain't got no problem with him. I appreciate talent, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He's more honest than me. I hold back. I don't do all. But honestly, I don't think the way that he thinks, though. You know what I mean? I'm not really trying to joan on you like that. Hey, dude, seriously, man, I'm gonna throw you out, bro. I don't want to talk about Southpaw. Why you keep bringing that man up? Hey, Martin moved the goalpost to 3 million. Who? Oh, yeah, 3 million. Oh, no, I said 3 million. I'll be gone. 3 million, I'd be gone because I'm keeping 1.5. I'm good. But, you know, at least like buy your signs, know the power of your words, OG. Yeah. Buy my silence. Oh, I mean, you know. You know, it is what it is, bro. Look, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I like Southpaw. Dude, even midget is funny. Even I like midget. I like that little midget, bro. I like that little itty bitty dude. You know what I mean? Dog, seriously, man. I like that little itty bitty dude. He's a talented guy. He's just, you know, he's just a little bit, you know, he's a little bit, you know, he's got certain sensitivities over there, bro. He's had a hard life or something, dog. You can tell it on his face. It's just hard life. Y'all, so all you that baiting YouTubers against each other. Yeah, hey, dog, you can't bait me against Southpaw, bro. I mess with Southpaw, bro. I like Southpaw, bro. Little midget dude, though, bro. Little midget. No, Bernie. Dog, I like Bernie too. Dude, I can tell you all these guys. I'm going to tell you who I could get along with and who I would never get along with. There are people that I would not get along with. Okay, I'm going to mute you because you keep talking too much. But I'm not going to throw you out. I'm hella biased, and let me tell you, I got to put you on timeout. Dude, he's giving his opinion, bro. It's not bias. It's his opinion. He's flat telling you. It's his opinion. It's an opinion. It's his opinion. No, I'm seriously, man. Like, he's a talented little dude. You know, he's got talent. Yeah, little man got talent, bro. Little man got talent. He's just, you know, he just runs with the wrong crowd, bro. There's certain people I can't fuck with, though. I would never be friends with them. You know, I just knew because I don't vibe with certain people. Other people I'll vibe with, bro. I know I'll vibe with. I vibe with ignorant people easily because they'll tell the truth. I'll be laughing. Fanon, you're more talented. Dog, let me tell you, man, I'm talented at what I'm talented at. I'm not more talented than Southpaw. He's funnier than me. Southpaw funny, bro. I'm serious, man. That dude's funny, dog. That dude is a walking comedy to me. I'll be busting up laughing. I don't even want to laugh. I still be laughing at him. I still laugh at him. But I would rather have somebody that's funny, talking crazy stuff, than somebody that's just full of it and is completely dishonest, that you can't believe a word that jumps out of their pie hole. I don't get along with people that I don't know what they really think. Because there's some people out here just flat out liars. They're pathological liars. No matter what you do, they have no conscience whatsoever. They're just going to keep lying. If they need something and they don't have it, they'll lie. If you catch them lie, they'll go back on their lie and lie about their lie. I don't mess with people like that. You can stay as far away from me as just always stay away from me. Because I don't appreciate that, bro. I don't appreciate that at all. Certain people are just liars. And they are liars that call other people liars. That's how big a liar they are. Because they say these other people are lying when they know damn well that they're the ones lying. I know you lying. You know you lying. But you still say they're lying. Just to muddy the water. That's like frequent flyer. That's like frequent flyer. Frequent flyer is Mr. I play dumb. You know damn well you know what I'm talking about. Why you lying? You can't get out of it, so you're just going to keep saying the same thing over and over and over again. You guys are losers that will not quit. Dog, I hate a loser that will not quit. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you lost. You lost. You know you lost. Well, let me lie then. I lost, so let me lie then. Like, dog, that's only dudes. Those are dudes I don't get along with. Those are dudes you ever look in their eyes? You look in their eyes, and you just see that there is something missing in their eyes. It's like looking at a dog in the eyes. You know what I mean? You ever see like a squirrel in the eyes? Like there's nothing, like you don't know what, you know there's something there, but you don't know what's behind there. Like next time you get around I don't know whether you ever do this, but if you had squirrels in your neighborhood, stare at a squirrel. You know eyes are completely black. You know it's thinking something, but you know whatever they're thinking is a different species of thought. Like they probably thinking, man, if I could kill this thing right here, I'd kill you, man. If I could kill this thing right here, I wouldn't have to get eat these nuts so much. So it's like it's something missing behind there. I'm telling you, something missing behind there with certain people. Some guys lie about boxers' age. Will be honest about the rest of the boxer's record. The soul is missing. It's something. But nah, I think Southpaw is just an honest dude, man. Like just, maybe too honest for some people's tastes. But hey, anyway, it is what it is. But look, like I said, bro, there is no debates today, bro. I done beat everybody up, bro. Come on, man. I've already beaten everybody up. There's nobody else to debate, bro. Fanon is strong in picking apart nonsense and is not trying to mislead people, whether you agree with him or not. Pretty much. I don't want to do all that. I don't want to do all that. Let's name all the facts stuff. Because you be lying with the facts. You're lying with your structure. Your logic is what I have an issue with. I'm going to go strict logic. Because if I can beat you in the logical game, bro, you can't win in the facts. You know what I mean? If I can beat you in the logic, you can't win with the facts. I don't care how many facts you have. If I can beat you with logic, you can't win with the facts. Because facts are just individual circumstance. Logic is the basis of the universe. People lie with facts all the time. It's hard to lie with logic. It's hard. He said, Fanon, get hit with facts for me and say I'm muddying the water. You are muddying the water. You are. That's what you're doing. You're muddying the water. You're trying to obfuscate the clear point that is being made by pulling mud in there. So everybody has to search through all the mud to try to get to the fish. If there's a fish floating in clear water, we can say there's the fish. But you don't want to say there's the fish. You want to dump a bunch of mud in there. So now nobody knows what a fish is for the cloud of BS that you pour into it. If you would like to jump on here, freaking flyer, I can use you to demonstrate it. Your professor played dumb. Your technique is to play dumb in order to confuse people. And that's just the truth. Yes, it is. Mud is a fact. It is. It is an objective thing. Mud. Mud is an objective fact. It's mud. And it is something that will prevent you from seeing what the subject matter is. How much fish is in the water? I say 3, you say 5. Well, okay, no problem. Let's count them. You know there's not 5. So what do? You pour a bunch of mud in the water. So you say, well, you can't find the other 2, and we really can't see all the water. You muddy the water, bro. That's what you do consistently by feigning stupidity. And you know I'm telling you the truth, so don't act like I'm not. You're telling the truth. Stop playing dumb. Kids do it. Stop playing dumb. Did I tell why didn't you clean the kitchen? Well, I don't really, I didn't know that you really meant for me to clean the kitchen. I mean, I thought you meant tomorrow. I mean, you didn't say do it now. I said clean the kitchen. Yeah, but I didn't. I mean, I was going to clean the kitchen tomorrow, but, and I didn't really know whether or not. I don't really know whether or not you meant today or you meant next month. Oh, you're playing stupid, huh? Give me the belt. Go get me that switch so you can play smart. Freeman Flyer, what's up?
What's up, Fanon? I already knew you was only offering me 25%, but I took it anyway. I'm here. What you want to demonstrate? That you could keep me on mute for 75% of the time? Because I know that's what's going to happen. I'm already prepared for it.
Keep talking. Keep talking. It's going to come out.
Put me on mute.
It's going to come out.
Oh, so I get to decide what we talk about?
It's going to come out. Keep talking.
Loma Duck.
Mm-hmm. Loma Duck 2.
Devin Haney.
When?
In October.
October of what year?
He petitioned the WBC for the franchise because he knew that Devin Haney was interim champion and he would have to fight him next. I know you're going to say that he did that in order to fight Teal, but he didn't fight Teal until a whole year later. You got to pay attention to the details, Fanon. You can't just assume that that's the reason why he did it when he had a whole year before he
I'm sorry. Excuse me. Did you just say that I need to pay attention to the details?
Yeah, the small details.
And I just can't assume that's why he did it?
Well, not that you can't assume that's why he did it.
Oh, really, Mr. Playdum? Really, Mr. Playdum? Like I said, you're going to walk into it. Easy.
What am I walking into?
What am I walking into? You walked into your own hypocritical statement.
How? Explain to me how that's not a duck.
You just assumed that the reason he fought Teofimo Lopez is because he knew
No, I
that
said
he was going to have to fight. You said it because you knew. You made an assumption.
No, I didn't say he fought. I said that's what you try to say.
Excuse me,
I
sir.
said that's what
you made an assumption.
No, I'm
about
talking about what,
and why Lomachenko petitioned for the franchise belt. You made an assumption.
Are you forgetting what you usually say? You usually say that unification trumps. You say unifications trump mandatories.
Okay, here comes with all this mud. That's the first part of mud you just poured in there. That's the mud in the water.
That's directly related to what I'm talking about.
Because once again, you're pouring mud in the water. My point to you is that you just made a hypocritical statement because you said you said I cannot assume that that Lomachenko was going to fight Teofimo Lopez for a unification.
No, but you misunderstood that.
But you can assume that Lomachenko asked for the franchise belt because he didn't want to fight Devin. Did you ever hear Lomachenko say that?
No, you misunderstood what I meant.
I'm asking what you
When
said.
I said that, when I said you can't assume, I said you can't assume that Lomachenko asked for the franchise belt in order to fight Tio.
I never assumed that.
Then
Now
why,
you're accusing me of making an assumption.
if you
No,
didn't
you said
assume
you
that,
can't. Excuse me. I didn't assume that. You're
so when
putting
you
words in my mouth, sir. I never assumed that.
see
Again,
now
mud in the water.
you're playing dumb now.
I never said that. I didn't assume nor say that he asked for the franchise belt so he could fight Teofimo Lopez. I never said that in my life.
You didn't say those exact words, but
I
you
don't
did
believe
say.
it. I
But you
don't
did say.
believe it. I
But you
don't
did
believe
say.
it to be true. I don't
See,
believe
you
it
don't
to be
want
true. Let
just
me help
talking
you.
over me is not going to help you.
Let me get the water unmuddied. I don't believe that to be true. Not only did I not assume it, I don't believe that to be true. I don't think it's true. I don't think Lomachenko got the franchise belt to fight Teofimo Lopez. I don't believe that.
Then why
So
say
don't tell me that
unifications trump
don't tell me,
mandatories then?
sir, do
Why
not
say
tell me.
that? You're not making sense.
You are muddying your money, and I'm going to put you in the back room if you talk me again. Overtalk me again.
I'm not over talking you.
I'm going to put you in the back if you speak and don't let me finish, because I'm tired of you pouring mud in the water. You just accused me of something I never said and I do not think, and are asking me to respond to it. That is what you call a straw man argument, which is a logical fallacy to distract the people listening. I never said that the reason that Teofimo Lopez, that Lomachenko petitioned for the franchise belt was so that he could fight Teofimo Lopez. I never said it. I don't even think that's true. So without walking down why I think that, I'm only going to point out the fact that you put those words in my mouth that I never said and I don't believe. But if I were to defend it, then everybody listening would lose focus on what I did say, which is absolutely nothing so far.
But no, we're not talking about what you're saying today. I'm talking about what you have said in the past when we had this.
I never said it ever.
I'm saying you said unifications trump mandatories. You did say that.
That is not the same thing. See, now you are switching over to another red herring.
How is that a red herring?
Those are not the same thing. Those aren't even. They are not. Dude, let me explain this, and you're gonna be quiet. Saying that the reason that unifications trump mandatories is a fact. Lomachenko would be unifying regardless of whether he had the franchise belt or not.
Banan. Devin.
Let me explain it to the people that are listening. This is why I'm telling you this guy is full of shit. And I appreciate him demonstrating the techniques to being full of shit. If I said unifications trump mandatories, what does that mean? It means that Lomachenko is a champion, can fight another champion before it's mandatory. That's what that means. The franchise belt doesn't change it at all. The existence of the franchise belt doesn't change that. If he didn't have the franchise, he could still fight Teofimo Lopez in a unification because it was still a unification. So you putting words in my mouth about something that I didn't say, and then you are now trying to jump off and switch it over to something that is completely irrelevant to the point that you tried to put on me that I never said. And not 1 second have we addressed your hypocrisy, which is the fact that you made an assumption about what Lomachenko did. You made an assumption. But then you say that I can't make an assumption. It's okay for you to make an assumption, but it's not okay for me to make an assumption, even though I never made the assumption. And you made the assumption.
But now you're muddying the waters by ignoring the details and trying to speed past that part. See, if I say that Lomachenko ducked Devin Haney by petitioning the WBC to become franchised, then you say, oh man, unifications trump mandatories. Then why are you muting me?
Then what? I mean, because I already know what you're doing.
Then you're ignoring.
I want to jump to the bullshit.
Let me say it so you can let me say. You don't never want to let me say what I gotta say. You try to
admit,
me off.
You got me there.
Cut me
you
off.
Got me there. You definitely got me there.
But just let me finish.
You're spinning a web of bullshit, bro. Spiders,
How?
You can't spin webs out of bullshit, bro. You
silk. Cut me off every time I'm about to drop a point that hits hard. You always push the mute button when you see it coming, or you try to talk and keep talking over me so I don't never get to the point. Now, what I was trying to say is that, okay, what I was trying to say is you're ignoring the fact that Lomachenko didn't fight Teofimo Lopez until a whole year later. So he was going to get mandated. The fight between him and Devin Haney was going to get mandated. He had to petition the WBC to get franchised to buy him time to try to get up to the point where he would actually fight somebody else. He was going to have to fight Devin Haney before that. He didn't get to fight Teofimo Lopez until a whole year later. Teofimo Lopez was busy. So you can't say, oh, unify. You can't use that. So you can't use what? You can't. Let me finish. You can't use. You can't use that excuse.
That's why I got to stop you, bro. Because you go from some bullshit to a lie. It's like you build up pace. You start off with complete bullshit, and then you move into a stone cold lie. You went from bullshit to a lie. So can we stop at the bullshit before we get to the lie?
Why you
frequent flyer?
What I'm saying is bullcrap. Why you gotta mute me and cut me off when I'm saying it?
I can't do, because I only have, my memory is finite, bro. If you tell 45 lies in a row, bro, I can't wait and then go through every one of the 45 lies you tell. You just told 2 straight lies.
The problem with that, I ain't telling no lies.
How many lies do you want me to let you get out your mouth first? Can we set a
what's that? Tell me the first lie that I said.
I'm gonna cut your ass off at 2 consecutive lies.
Tell me the first lie I did. Tell me the first one.
First lie is this: that Lomachenko was gonna have to fight Devin Haney within a year. That's a lie.
I did not say that.
You did. You said that Lomachenko knew. He asked for the franchise belt because he knew that he was going to have to fight Devin Haney because it took him a year to fight it. So if he didn't get the franchise belt, he was going to get ordered because it was a year. That's what you said. Don't lie. That's what you said. Now that you know I'm about to fry you, you're going to change it. That's muddying the water. That's not true at all. Devin Haney was not the mandatory. That's not true. Lomachenko beat the previous mandatory, so it wouldn't even have been due for more than a year because Lomachenko beat Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell was the guy that was the mandatory for Mikey Garcia. And I've explained that to you like 100 times. But even if he wasn't, unifications trump mandatories. Which is why there's a bunch of WBC champions that have not defended their belts in the last year.
Well, not anybody listening in the chat knows that that's not what I said. You're saying that I said.
You just lied. You go from one lie to the next lie. I gotta stop you. That's a lie. That's a lie. And guess what else is another part to another demonstrator of a lie?
Yeah,
They
it's
had
a lie
already
what you just
negotiated.
said because
Bro,
that's not what I
they had
said.
already negotiated the fight between Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko before Teofimo Lopez fought Richard Comey.
All right, first of all, for
They already
nine,
had the fight. Now, see, we're not going to, you lie so much, that's muddying the water. That's all I wanted you on here for, is to display the muddying of the water. And I knew the more you talked, the more it was going to come out. Any logical person says and knows the first scenario, okay? Now, I'm not going to let you keep pouring more mud into the water. We're going to leave the pool right where it is.
for nine, you just
Dude, see, that's what I'm saying. You can't help it. You're going to bring up about 5 or 6 more subjects. Five or more mistruths. You may throw in a fact that is actual in there just to get us talking about 5 million different things. Let's walk it back to the first one. Okay? The first one. You said Teofimo Lopez ducked that Lomachenko ducked Devin Haney by fighting a unification fight.
that's not what I said, for nine. I
It
said
is. You said the very beginning of this conversation was. You picked it. I'm telling you, you're so full of it, you can't even help it. All I got to do is listen to you. It's like it's going to come out. You said Devin Haney, Lomachenko ducked Devin Haney. I said when. You said October. October, I don't even know why you said October because October was last month. But since October didn't work, you went back 2 years. And then I said, how? Would you like me to replay your statement? Would you like me to replay your statement where you said that that's what you were talking about?
That'll be all good too. But let me tell you first, before you even bother to do that, I didn't say that he ducked him. I didn't say that he ducked him by fighting the unification fight. I said he ducked him by petitioning the WBC. But you keep telling you of course you're gonna throw some wrong things in there and say I said it, and then everybody think I said it.
Why did he ask, according to you, why did he ask for the unification fight? So he could duck, so he wouldn't have to fight his mandatory.
Again, we can't ignore the details. Devin Haney won the interim title. He won it. Devin Haney became Devin Haney became interim. If you actually let me talk, you will understand what I'm saying. I can't even say it.
The point of me bringing you on was not to have this stupid ass conversation.
But let me say it. You asked me a question. Let me say it.
No, I'm not. No. Dude, I didn't bring you on here to listen to the dumb shit.
But you asked me a question and then you won't let me say it.
Bro, we've been through this shit 100 fucking times.
But you asked me a question just now, but I can't even get 2 words out before you don't want to hear the answer.
Shut up. Stop talking. That's the mud in the water. Lomachenko fought Teofimo Lopez in a unification fight. That's what he did. That's a fact. That's what he did. You do not duck a mandatory by fighting a unification fight. Everybody knows this, bro. That's the fish in the water, period.
Again, you're trying to duck the details, though. Reason how we did it.
Mud. You keep calling it details. I'm calling it mud. There's a lot of details. You could tell me that what shirt was Devin Haney wearing? What color shorts was Devin Haney wearing when he beat George Kambosos?
You said Lomachenko for his mandatory. He didn't have a mandatory. Luke Campbell wasn't his mandatory.
What color shorts was Devin Haney wearing when Devin Haney beat George Kambosos?
And October was when he became the interim.
What color shorts was Devin Haney wearing when he beat George Kambosos?
Oh, who cares, man? 2 weeks later.
That's my point. Who cares about that detail? That's called an irrelevant detail. Thank you, Croy. It's called camouflage. So if I started arguing with you and started talking about the color of shorts, you would very quickly realize that that is an irrelevant fact. It is irrelevant whether or not why he asked for that franchise belt. The fact of the matter is he had a unification fight. That's the relevant fact, bro. The relevant fact is that he fought a unification fight. And you cannot duck a mandatory by taking a unification fight. That's the fact, the relevant fact. You are bringing up a bunch of irrelevant details, like what was the color of Gervonta Davis's underwear when he fought Leo Santa Cruz. That's a detail.
That wasn't until a whole year later.
What time was it in the day? What was the time, the date, all the way down to the second of when Lomachenko petitioned the WBC?
It was 2 weeks after.
No, I'm asking you details. Don't skip the date.
It was after. I'm trying to tell you. It's October.
What was the day? What was the year? What was the hour? Those are details. Do you want us to sit around and have an hour and a half conversation about those details?
If I remember correctly,
excuse me, what color tie was Mauricio Sulaiman wearing when he responded to the note sent by Bob Arum? That's another detail. How many dumbass details?
October 2019.
Details. You absolutely positively can ignore a lot of details. You absolutely positive can and should ignore 90% of the details that you bring up are irrelevant details.
You can't understand the why if you ignore the details. It can be a reason why certain things happen.
You're assuming his reason why. You're assuming his reason why. You're just assuming his reason why. You don't know it.
Some things is just there.
No, you do not know his reason why.
It's easy.
You do not know his reason why. You don't know.
If Devin Haney won the interim title and then 2 weeks later he asked to be franchised and the TO fight is nowhere even near being made or even thought about yet. So how can
that's a lie? See, again, you lie. Again,
it didn't happen for a whole year. It happened almost exactly a year later.
And then again, you throw in a fact that's a lie. That's a lie. That the
it didn't happen a year later. It did happen a year later. Look up the dates.
What you did was lie.
Look up the dates. I ain't lying about nothing.
Dude, Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko knew they were fighting before Teofimo Lopez even got the IBF belt.
Before he even got the belt? How could it be a unification? How could he know?
Before he got it, because they're all top-ranked fighters, dude. Bob Arum was setting up a fight between Teofimo Lopez and Vasily Lomachenko before Teofimo Lopez even got the IBF championship. They're all in the same promotional company, genius.
Dude, so that's by saying that you're assuming that Teofimo Lopez.
I'm not assuming, they said it. I'm not assuming, they said it. They said it.
I'm talking about him winning the belt. You have to assume that Teofimo
knew that they were going to fight ahead of time. That's what they said. You're making assumptions and telling a story that nobody thought of it. That's the lie you just told. You said nobody thought of it. Yes, they did think of it.
Dude,
you said nobody even thought of that. Yes.
Where you get that information from? How you know he was going to fight? Bob Arum said he was going to fight him before T.O. became.
Bob Arum's mouth is where I got it from. Bob Arum's mouth. Teofimo Lopez's mouth.
Before T.O. even became the champ.
Stop it, bro. Top Rank was going to consolidate those belts. They had all the belts. They wanted all the belts in the lightweight division, all of them. And
you said before T.O. even became the champ.
Don't play stupid. Don't play stupid. Top Rank had all the belts. They were keeping all the belts in-house. Teofimo Lopez is the star that they were building. They had Teofimo Lopez, they had Shakur, they had Teofimo Lopez, they had Vasily Lomachenko, and they were making those guys fight. They did not care about fighting Devin Haney on the zone. They sent Lomachenko over to the zone to get the belt and bring it back to Top Rank. Lomachenko, do you remember what network Lomachenko fought Luke Campbell on?
It was on the zone, right?
Thank you very much. They had access to a chance to fight for a belt. Lomachenko was sent over to the Top Rank, over to the zone, to fight one fight on the zone and bring the belt back to ESPN. Before he did it, they already said he was fighting Teofimo Lopez. But all that
even
BS,
before Teo got a belt, you're saying
all of that BS you're trying to spill aside. You cannot duck a mandatory by fighting a unification fight. That's the rule.
But I know, but the point is he wasn't fighting them yet. He didn't fight him for a whole year.
You can't duck somebody if you haven't fought either.
Had he not asked for the franchise belt, he would have had to fight Devin Haney before.
He didn't have to fight him.
He would have had to fight him.
He wasn't the mandatory.
He was the interim champion. He was about to be mandated to fight him.
Mandatory, dude. He did not have to fight him because unifications trump mandatories.
It wasn't going to be a unification.
It was a unification.
A year later, we're talking about when
Teofimo Lopez is the IBF champion.
Not at that point.
Dude, Teofimo Lopez is the IBF champion. Lomachenko was the WBC champion. That's a unification fight.
Yeah, but the fight with Devin Haney was going to come up before he would get a chance to fight Teofimo Lopez. It was. He had to ask for the franchise belt in order to make it happen.
It didn't come up.
Because he asked to be franchised. You keep trying to duck that detail.
See, again, you lying.
How am I lying? You keep trying to skip over that detail.
Matter, bro, because it didn't matter. The franchise didn't matter.
It did matter because the franchise allowed you to not fight your mandatory.
All right, let me help you something.
It's the duck belt. It's the duck belt. And you know it. I don't know why you acting like it's not.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. When the WBA super champion fights the WBC champion, is that a unification fight? That's a yes or no question.
Yes. We both know that. Why are you asking me something
there you go. There you go. So the answer is yes.
I'm not disputing that. I'm talking about the detail.
What champion? I'm going through the details. Who held the WBC belt before Lomachenko became the franchise champion? Who was the WBC champion?
It was
Lomachenko.
Yeah.
So,
but
nothing. Lomachenko was the WBC champion. The IBF champion was Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah.
They were in negotiations for a fight. That's a unification fight. What does the word Trump mean?
Come on, man. Stop asking questions you already know the answer to.
I want to know if you know, because you act like you don't know. What does the word Trump mean?
It overturns it or overrules. Yeah,
it overrules. I like that. So it supersedes.
Yeah,
the mandatory. So the fight between Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez, if there was no franchise belt, it's still a unification.
But it wouldn't happen though first.
Excuse me. What do you mean it wouldn't happen first?
Because it wouldn't happen first. It wouldn't have happened first. Because Devin Haney is up in line to fight Lomachenko. He was about to fight him.
No, he wouldn't,
because have to fight him because he became the interim champion.
They negotiate. He wasn't going to get ordered 6 weeks in. What do you think?
Okay. So why even ask to be franchised, Fanon? What's
why he asked to be franchised?
Exactly. You don't care. You just want to hear it a certain way.
It has nothing to do with the fight he took. Nothing.
It does.
I don't care about the franchise belt because if he didn't get it, he still could have fought Teofimo Lopez.
What's the significance of the franchise belt? But we're talking about the duck, though. We're talking about the duck.
As far as that goes, nothing. No significance as it relates to Devin Haney. None.
We know that the franchise belt allows you to not fight your mandatory for 9.
It also
and that's why we all say he ducked him because because 2 weeks later, after he became interim champion, he asked for the franchise belt. So that's a duck right there.
No, we don't say shit. You said that. I'm saying it's bullshit.
But I know you know it, though. You just don't want to say it.
No, I say it's bullshit because unifications trump mandatories.
You playing dumb. You know the franchise.
No, I don't know that. And I'm going to do this because it's fun.
Why you got to mute me to do that? You could do it. I'll be quiet if you ask me to not talk.
I'm going to put you in the back room, bro, because you just keep lying.
If you ask me to not talk, I'm going to stop talking, though. For now, you know that. You don't got to mute me.
Bro. What fun is it for you to continue to lie?
How am I lying?
Because you're telling things that are not true.
What did I say that wasn't true?
Not true. Devin Haney was not the mandatory. He wasn't the mandatory.
I didn't say he was the mandatory. So you can't say I said that.
Lomachenko did not have a mandatory that was due. That's not true.
I know.
No,
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
You did.
I didn't. I said he asked for the franchise before it happened. I said he would have been as mandatory.
Dude, you are so full of shit, bro. You're
saying I said stuff I didn't say.
Okay, let me ask you what you said.
Play it back for me, because you keep saying you could play stuff back. Play it back for me so we can prove it.
Lie, bro. Lomachenko. It makes a difference that Lomachenko got the franchise belt, because if he hadn't got the franchise belt, his mandatory with Devin Haney would have came due.
That's what I'm saying.
I know that's what you're saying, and that's bullshit.
How? How so?
I'll explain it. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Because number one, he wasn't the mandatory. So it's not going to come due. Number two, unifications trump mandatories. So it's not going to come due. Number three, Lomachenko literally just won the belt off the previous mandatory, and it wouldn't have been due for a year.
Dude, that's from a different sanctioning body.
It would He fought Luke Campbell.
That wasn't a mandatory.
Campbell was Mikey Garcia's mandatory. Lomachenko stepped in to fight Mikey Garcia's mandatory.
Then how was Devin Haney about to fight him then? Because he was about to fight Devin Haney first.
Sir, Lomachenko did not inherit a mandatory. He didn't. Because the last mandatory that was there was Luke Campbell.
So why are you saying he inherited it then?
Shut up and I'll explain. When he beat Luke Campbell, his mandatory was not even going to come due. They were not even going to order him one for a year. It wasn't going to, he didn't have 6 months to do it. They weren't even going to order it for a year. So as long as he fought somebody, he had a voluntary.
When did he beat Luke Campbell?
Oh, Jesus Christ, bro. I thought you already knew this.
I do. That's why I'm asking you. Because that's relevant. Let's
do this dumbass conversation for the 9,000th fucking time. That's why I'm saying you're the master of playing dumb. Dude, you played dumb, bro. You played dumb.
No, you like to skip over the details and try to hide the details. Tell me I'm lying about something I didn't say.
Skip over your mud, bro. I do. I really do. I like to skip over your lies because you're
saying a bunch of stuff I didn't say and telling me I lied about it. You
just told me you said it.
I'm talking about the other stuff that you're talking about. I said this.
That's what you said, and I verified that that's what you said. And you said yes.
You were saying stuff that I didn't say.
Man, be quiet, man. You got to sit, dude. For real, I'm about to look this up. Please don't muddy the water no more, bro. Please don't muddy the water no more. I'm about to pull this up. He ain't trolling me. I'm having fun with this. It's practice for me. Because people worming out of shit is amazing. He fought Luke Campbell in 831. 11 months later, he fought Teofimo Lopez. 11 months later.
Wait, 831 what?
I thought you already knew, bro. What are you asking me for?
Because you're omitting information.
You said you knew.
I said, yeah, but you're omitting information for the people who listening. For the people who listening, say the whole thing.
You tell me for the people that are listening. You tell me, you know it, tell them.
If you're looking right at it, why are you omitting
Because
the information?
you don't know, you lying.
What year was it?
Do you know it?
That's the point. What year was it?
You know it. Then tell them. Since you know it, I'll wait for you to tell them. Since you know
it was in 2019, right?
You guessing? You tell me. Don't ask me. Tell me.
I'm telling you how it's all relevant. What I'm saying,
bro. You're trying to change.
So if he fought, huh?
Oh, stop.
So if he fought,
and no, brother, no, it stop. Seriously, man, just stop, bro. It's just giving me now. It's not fun. You give me a headache. He fought Teofimo. He fought in 8 of 2019, 8/31. He fought Luke Campbell. He would not even have got a mandatory ordered for him until at the very earliest 8/31 of 2020. He fought 10/17. 10/17 is when he fought Teofimo Lopez. So he had a unification fight before a Devin Haney fight would have taken place if he was the mandatory.
Dude,
that's the problem.
Devin,
no, excuse me.
No, listen.
Let me be very clear. Let me give the details out so everybody can know the details. 8/31 of 2019. 8/31 of 2019 is when Lomachenko became the champion.
Mm-hmm.
His mandatory would not have come due. They would not even have ordered him to have a mandatory until 8/31 of the following year. Less than 6 weeks after they would have ordered it, that's when he fought Teofimo Lopez. They had agreed to a Lomachenko-Teofimo Lopez fight before the mandatory was due.
So for now, you're saying that
let me go back to no. We're going to go through the details. And I'm going to go to when it was. Vasil Lomachenko agrees to fight Teofimo Lopez. When was the date that he agreed to fight him? Oh, wow. August 12th of 2020. So let's see how long it took for him to agree to the fight. Luke Campbell, he agreed to the fight in less than a year. Yes, he did. 2 weeks, he agreed to a fight. He agreed to a fight.
You said Teofimo and then you said Luke Campbell. You mixed it up.
Here's the details. I'm giving you the details.
Yeah, but you made a mistake in the names that you said. I was just correct. You said Teofimo and then you said Luke.
I will say it again. Lomachenko fought on August 31st of 2021. He won the title. The mandatory would not have been ordered at the least until August 31st of 20.
No, you messed. You see what I'm saying? You just said 21, and then you said until 20. You meant 19.
Again, we're dealing with the year of 2019 and 2020. Do you understand?
Yeah, you're saying it right now. You said 21.
So I got it. I said it right. 8/31 of 19, which is August 31st of 2019, was the date Lomachenko became the WBC champion.
Mm-hmm.
He agreed to fight Lomachenko, to fight Teofimo on 8/12 of 2020.
Yeah, that
That is
proves what I
less
was saying.
than a year. That is less than a year. Less than a year. Isn't it true that 8/12 is before 8/31?
Yeah, we know that.
So, therefore, he agreed to fight Teofimo Lopez in a unification fight before a Devin Haney fight would have ever been ordered.
But that's different. How you say that?
I'm going to complete my thought, which makes your statement impossible. Specifically this, that they asked for the franchise belt because they knew that Lomachenko was going to be ordered to fight Devin. If they had agreed to fight before the mandatory could have possibly been due, they didn't need the franchise belt to fight Teofimo Lopez.
But that's not true, Fanan. The mistake that you're making here is you're trying to say that Lomachenko fought his mandatory. He didn't. He was trying to get the belt. That wasn't no mandatory fight. He was trying to fight for the belt.
Excuse me, sir. He did not inherit a mandatory from Mikey Garcia.
Yeah, so why you keep saying that was a mandatory and he wouldn't have to another mandatory until a year later? It wasn't a mandatory.
Excuse me, sir. If Mikey Garcia had lost to someone other than Luke Campbell, say Lomachenko fought Mikey Garcia, and Lomachenko beat Mikey Garcia, Lomachenko would have had to fight Luke Campbell. Why? Because Luke Campbell was Mikey Garcia's mandatory.
Yeah, if is the magic word that you're saying. That didn't happen.
Exactly. So what did happen?
He fought for a vacant belt.
Against who?
Luke Campbell, because Luke Campbell was going to be his mandatory, but that doesn't satisfy the mandatory.
So therefore, he did not inherit a mandatory.
Yeah, so why? How are you trying to say another mandatory wouldn't have happened? That mandatory is going to happen.
Listen, since he did not inherit a mandatory, he would not have been ordered to fight one for a year.
Why? Yeah, that don't make sense.
Because that's the WBC rules.
If it didn't inherit a mandatory, that doesn't have anything to do with the interim champion.
You don't know the rules, bro. I'm going off the rules. The WBC rules. You don't know. You clearly don't know the WBC rules.
But if he had fought a mandatory,
WBC rules state the following: that if a champion can be ordered one time after 12 months, can be ordered to fight a mandatory. The only way that if you win it, and take for example the mandatory challenger, if a mandatory challenger beats the champion, he doesn't immediately. He's not going to get a mandatory for a year.
Yeah, but the mandatory was never satisfied. It was a vacant belt, and he got the belt.
The mandatory didn't exist because Mikey Garcia dropped the belt.
So why would it be a whole year later then?
You keep asking a lot of whys, bro, and you are slow, and you just are faking like you don't understand this.
No, you sound like you're making up stuff, man.
Devin Haney was not Lomachenko's mandatory. He wasn't. He was not in position to be Lomachenko's mandatory when Lomachenko took that fight with Luke Campbell.
No, you're right. You're right.
The person in the mandatory position was Luke Campbell.
There was no mandatory because nobody had the belt.
Excuse me, sir. That's what I'm trying to tell you, the muddy. You're just playing dumb.
You're muddy in the water because nobody had the belt, so there's no talk need to be about a mandatory because it was an open belt that they were fighting for. Once he got the belt,
are you sure about
when the mandatory?
Are you sure?
Once he became the interim champion, that's when the fight would have been mandated.
Are you sure? Because
Yes.
I could have sworn that Devin Haney just dropped the same damn belt, and his mandatory fought for the title.
There was no interim because there was no interim champion.
No,
if
dude.
There's an interim champion, then that guy automatically gets the belt.
You stop playing, dude. You just played dumb. You just
how am I playing dumb? The same thing just happened with.
Stop. You're playing dumb. Devin Haney was the champion. Devin Haney dropped his belt. The mandatory is Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson fought Edwin De Los Santos. Shakur is now the champion. Shakur doesn't have a mandatory for a year. That's how. Because it just happened right in your face.
But there's no interim champion there. That's the difference. You know that the interim champion gets mandated to fight the champion. That's why Bud got stripped. Why Bud got stripped then?
First of all,
and why the belt went directly to?
No, that's not true in the WBC. It's not true. Stop lying.
What's not true?
That's the IBF. That's not the WBC.
So you're saying it's not true that if you're an interim champion in the WBC, you don't get the belt?
WBC, don't stop it. The WBC interim champion right now is a guy named Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios does not automatically become the mandatory. The WBC will order a fight for an interim champion in a second. That's the IBF. That's not the WBC. That's the IBF. The fact of the matter is the scenario plays out the same way it just did with Shakur. Shakur ain't got a mandatory in 6 months. Stop.
So
Teofimo Lopez is a champion. He trumps any mandatory. Any mandatory. Period. You can do all of this mental masturbation you want. He's the champion. And Teofimo and Leo Lomachenko was the champion. And they fought a unification fight.
But he had to ask for the franchise belt in order for that to happen. I don't
care, bro. So what? He was the champion.
That's the point, though. That's the point.
Champion. Dude, you cannot duck a champion. You cannot duck a mandatory by fighting a champion.
You can if you ask to be franchised, so the fight won't happen.
Look, bro, give me an example of a mandatory, of a champion fighting a champion that ducked a mandatory by doing so.
I mean, there is no example. But we're talking about somebody else.
Give me an example of a champion ducking a mandatory by fighting a unification fight. Give me an example other than Devin Haney, other than Lomachenko, because that's the only one in history is Lomachenko. Give me another one.
I would say Canelo, but I think Canelo moved when Canelo ducked Charlo.
He didn't fight another champion.
Yeah, he moved up.
Another champion. He didn't fight another champion.
But it's the same.
Again,
yeah, no, but it's the same thing.
There you go. There you go. Don't give me Canelo because Canelo is not one. So give me one. Don't talk about why Canelo isn't one and then try to morph it into Canelo being one. Canelo is not one.
No, he's not one, but he did the same thing by ducking his mandatory by asking to be franchised.
He did not do one. He didn't. He did not. He had 3 belts. He had 3 belts when he was franchised. 3. The WBC, the IBF, and the WBA. He did not fight Demetrius Andrade when he became franchise.
The point that I'm arguing is that fight with Devin Haney would have came first.
Give me somebody that fits the example, not somebody that doesn't. Give
Why? You're trying to muddy the water, like you tell me. That has nothing to do with this situation.
You have an example of a champion ducking a mandatory by unifying a belt.
So Lomachenko was the first. So Loma's the first in history. So what?
There you go. So you got a rule for Lomachenko that doesn't apply to anybody else.
Boo, You just said that everybody.
But nobody.
You just said nobody else.
Nobody.
You just said nobody else did it. So how you going to say, oh, it only?
Because you
Of
can't.
course, it's only for him if he's the only person that ever did it. That don't make sense to me. What are you saying?
Watch this shit. Watch this.
If he's the only person that ever did it, how can somebody else be charged with it?
You done fucked up, right?
How? You're the one that said, you're the one who said that. You the one who said something crazy like that.
You know you done fucked up, right? You know you done fucked up, right?
How so?
I'll explain how you fucked up. You just admitted that it's a rule that only applies to Lomachenko.
No, I didn't say that. Don't try to put nothing on my jacket that I didn't say.
Yeah, it's on you. You said, I asked you, give me an example of somebody that ducked a mandatory by unifying.
You said now, that's the only person who ever did it, right?
I can give you plenty of examples of people that didn't fight a mandatory to unify. I can give you plenty of examples of somebody that didn't fight a mandatory to unify.
But that's not the same thing, though.
It is the
same thing.
Excuse me, sir. The only difference is the word duck. It's the only one. The only difference is the word duck. That's it.
No, franchise.
It's no.
Franchise.
See, watch this.
Did it by being.
Watch that. See how you changed words? Somebody that ducked a mandatory by unifying versus somebody that didn't fight a mandatory by unifying. The word franchise is not in any one of those scenarios. I can tell you Errol Spence Jr. did not fight Jaron Ennis, who was his mandatory. That's not a duck. Why? Because he fought a champion. Easy.
Yeah, but the franchise belt.
Let me continue. Julius Ndungo did not duck Sergey Lipinets because he unified with Terrence Crawford.
None of these scenarios you're bringing up are the same, though, because there was no franchise belt involved.
I'm going to keep going and going.
Why? You're muddying the waters, doing exactly what you claim that I be doing.
Now you're trying to use my buzzwords. Sorry, brother. Lomachenko did the same thing that Errol Spence did. He fought a unification fight instead of a mandatory.
If he didn't ask for the franchise belt, that wouldn't have been possible. Because you had an interim champion there in the mix.
He'd have been a champion whether he had the franchise or not. The only difference that the franchise belt makes to that scenario is that Devin Haney wouldn't have been a champion. And he would have never had an opportunity to fight for undisputed. The only person that franchise situation benefited was Devin. Because he became the champion. Because he got his hand on a belt. Lomachenko,
because Lomachenko didn't have to fight him.
You can stop all this shit. This is all the way around the block with unification trump mandatory, son. That's the rule.
That you just don't want to see it, but you know it's true though, man. I ain't even,
it's not true.
I ain't even gonna argue no more about it because you
trump mandatories. You could not give me another example of all of boxing history where somebody
that franchise belt is involved.
You can't point anywhere else in history.
Fanan, I'm not saying.
As a matter of fact, I can point to scenarios where somebody did duck a mandatory and they still, with a franchise style belt, and it still was not a duck.
Fanan, I'm not saying that he ducked Devin Haney by fighting unification. I'm saying he ducked him by asking to be mixed franchise.
Did Devin Haney duck Rolly Romero?
Rolly Romero?
Yes. Did Devin Haney duck Rolly Romero? Very simple question.
No, I don't see how you can.
Why not? He was the mandatory. He was the WBA mandatory.
Who? Rolly Romero was?
Mandatory. He was the WBA mandatory. Devin Haney is the WBA champion, isn't he?
Yeah, but that fight wasn't
No. Devin Haney is the WBA champion. Rolly Romero was the WBA mandatory. Why didn't Devin fight him?
They mandated that fight. I never knew he was a mandatory to fight.
He ducked his mandatory. He got that duck ass belt called the WBA Super Belt, so he wouldn't have to fight his mandatory, Rolly Romero, and somebody else had to do it.
I never heard of that.
What do you mean you never heard of it? You don't know Devin Haney, WBA champion?
No, I'm saying I never heard that Rolly Romero was trying to fight Devin Haney and Devin Haney. I never heard. I never heard Rolly Romero trying to fight him. Rolly Romero wanted to fight.
You never heard that Rolly Romero was the #1 ranked guy in the WBA?
Yeah, but he was Tank mandatory. I never heard that he was.
No. But Tank's not the champion. But Tank's not the champion. Tank's not the champion. So how is
the WBA champion? He's the secondary champion I got.
No, don't be a hypocrite. A duck belt is a duck belt.
You trying to say that the WBA Super is the same as the franchise belt?
What I'm trying to tell you is that the WBA champion, Devin Haney, ducked Rolly Romero because he got a champion. He got it for the same reason that you say that Lomachenko ducked Devin.
No, he didn't. Rolly wasn't never trying to fight.
What do you mean he was never trying to fight him? He's mandatory.
He never tried to make that fight.
Mandatory, bro.
He was Tank's mandatory. He wasn't the mandatory for Devin, though.
You said mandatory. You
said
he was never the mandatory.
He was never the mandatory for Devin Haney.
You said the reason that Lomachenko ducked him to get out of fighting is mandatory. You said Devin was the mandatory.
So you're saying that
Devin wanted to fight him. You said Devin was the mandatory. Well, Rolly was mandatory. Why didn't Devin fight the mandatory?
He wasn't the mandatory.
He is the mandatory. Yes, he was the mandatory. He was the
mandatory for the belt that
he was the mandatory
for the belt that Tank got.
He was the mandatory, just like Shakur was the mandatory to the WBC.
For the belt that
he was the mandatory. He would have been the mandatory, just like Loma. Just like you said, Devin was the mandatory.
He was the mandatory for Tank's belt, not for Devin's belt.
You got a let's be real. You got a different standard for Devin than you got for everybody else.
How? That's the sanctioning body that makes him the mandatory for Tank.
It's the sanctioning body that made Lomachenko the franchise champion.
No, that's different.
Why is it different? It's the sanctioning body that did one thing, a sanctioning body that did the other thing.
Originally, when Lomachenko got the franchise belt, Devin Haney was the true champion.
Bro. You're a blazing hypocrite.
And they started making it up as they went along. It's on video.
It's okay for the WBA to do it for Devin, but it's not okay for the WBC to do it for Lomachenko.
The WBC is on video. The WBC president, Mauricio Suleiman, is on video explaining what the WBC franchise belt meant. And it meant that Devin Haney was the true champion and Loma was no longer the champion. He was just the franchise champion.
Now you're just lying.
He said that was a prestige. That's what he said. When I dropped that link in the chat last time and you was going to debunk it, you never debunked it.
Stop. Retract that lie right now. Retract that bold-faced lie right now.
It's not a lie. You want me to drop the link in the chat again?
Lie, that's a bold-faced lie. That Lomachenko said that Mauricio Suleiman said that Lomachenko is not the true champion.
He said Devin Haney was the champion. He said
he never said what you said, frequent flyer, bro. You just stop lying, bro. Jeez, man.
Yo, look at the video, man. Mauricio Suleiman. He said
experiment over, bro. You carried it a long way, bro. Yeah, bro. That's why Devin loses a lot of fans, bro.
You want me to put the link in the chat so you can look at it and everybody else can look at it too?
I want you to know that's why Devin Haney loses a lot of fans.
Why? Because I'm telling the truth? That's not a lie. Mauricio Suleiman is right on video explaining what the franchise championship was. He said it wasn't a real belt at first. And then he started switching it. He started making it up as he went along. He said Devin Haney was the champion at first.
Yeah, we don't want to.
I know you don't want to hear. I know you don't want to hear it because you want to go against Devin Haney being the champion. That's why.
Professor played we're not interested in the class is out of session, bro. Everybody's seen.
That's why people say that. That's why they saying that.
Every one of these ridiculous ass tactics you use, bro.
It's not ridiculous if it's
Haney, you got to stand
to the video.
You keep talking. You got a standard for Devin Haney, and you got a standard for everybody else. You got one set of rules for Devin, and you got a set of rules for everybody else.
How you're telling me that Rolly
Romero is most definitely the mandatory for the WBA title for Tank. But yet, because Devin Haney has the WBA super belt, he does not have a mandatory. That's the same thing with the franchise belt. However, who cares about the franchise belt? Because Devin was not the mandatory. Because the mandatory was not due. And even if the mandatory was due, he unified, and the unification trumps the mandatory. These are all rules that are applied to every boxer in boxing.
Yeah, but you can't get mad because one set of rules for one sanctioning body is different than the other sanctioning body. You got to go by their rules, right?
Then why in the world are you complaining about the WBC? If you have to go by the rules of the WBC, then be quiet and stop saying that he ducked them. Because of the rules of the WBC, that wasn't his mandatory. The rules of the WBA says that's not that Rolly is not Devin's mandatories. The rules of the WBC that said that Devin was not Lomachenko's. Same application of the rules, sir.
The foundation, the whole point of my argument was that Lomachenko ducked Devin Haney by petitioning the WBC to become franchised. And
you can't duck by following the rules. And he didn't duck him because he wasn't the mandatory. And he unified. You can't unify. You can't duck a mandatory by unifying.
When he first became the franchise champion, he gave his belt up to Devin Haney. And Mauricio Suleiman explained that. But then it was so much.
No, sir. What Mauricio Suleiman said was that Lomachenko was a franchise champion. The reason that they invented the franchise champion was to allow people to go for undisputed without having to face a mandatory, which is the same thing that the WBA did with the WBA Super Championship that Devin has. You're not doing Devin Haney any favors, bro.
But that's not what Mauricio Suleiman.
It is exactly what Mauricio Suleiman said, which is why he invented that for Canelo. So the Canelo.
He didn't say that in the video.
He said, now you're quoting videos that nobody gets to see and you're rephrasing.
I asked you if you want.
I don't care, bro. That's all irrelevant. Unifications trump mandatories. Period. End of the story. Done. End of the story. Done. Unifications trump mandatories.
Now, how was it irrelevant what the WBC president said out of his mouth? He's the president.
Unifications trump mandatories. And Devin wasn't even the mandatory.
He said that Devin Haney was the champion now.
He said he was the pride champion. And that
he didn't say that in the video.
Teofimo Lopez was the undisputed champion, is what he
said. He said that.
Dog, he said it. And you don't get a vote, bro. Matter of fact, let me ask you this question. Do you get a vote?
You're right. He said that, but he said that later on.
Do you get a vote? Then stop playing dumb. If he said it, stop playing dumb.
He said it later after he said something totally different.
If he said something and corrected the record, stop playing dumb.
He wasn't correcting the record. He was making it up as he went along because he originally said it was to make the best fights. He said the franchise belt was created to make the best fights for Canelo, so Canelo could make the best fights. It didn't have anything to do with unifying.
Who's the champion according to Mauricio Suleiman?
Canelo didn't unify when the franchise belt was created.
Who was the undisputed champion according to Mauricio Suleiman? Was Teofimo Was Teofimo Lopez an undisputed champion according to the WBC?
We not talking about Teofimo Lopez. Now
asking
he's trying to muddy
you,
the water.
Like, anyway, you got to go, bro. Goodbye. Anyway, this is talking like stupid as fuck. Anyway, goodbye. Anyway, bro.
Right,
Yeah, I gotta kick you out, bro. Got to kick you out.
All right, it's cool. You don't got.
Got to kick you out, bro. Got to kick you out. Perfunctory kick you out, bro. Let me tell you, bro, they're trying to, it's Devin at all costs, bro. Like, for real. God, dog, bro, I regret that. God, dog, I regret that. Frequent flyer, you can't come up no more, bro. You can't come up no more, bro. You guys' arguments are so bad. For not educating this morning, salute OG on the lessons and examples of showcasing sound logic. No spaghetti logic. My God, man. But how can it be? It's like talking to y'all Devin Haney fans are like talking to like a spoiled kid. That's what it is. You're just like spoiled little children. Spoiled little children. You just think, well, I want it. I want Devin to have, you won't admit it. You just want Devin to be the champion. Because it's Devin. Why is it a duck? Because it's Devin. That's why. It's a duck because it's Devin. That's the only reason why, bro. Fanon, I got something to add to this combo. You guys can click the link. Hey, I have a link you can send dude to show it. Well, he already knows. Phoenix, he already knows he's wrong. Check Jason in the building. What's going on, brother? Good to see you, brother. And Phoenix the Assassin said, kick him off the call, and I'll join with details. Dude, he got all the details. I put the link, bro, but he has his details. I just wanted to display why Devin Haney loses a lot of fans. Because you're not allowed to apply the rules to Devin. Hey, thank you, man. Like, for real. Shh. Seriously, stop making this man. Please stop making Devin look so bad. Please stop making Devin look so bad. All of you Devin Haney fans, man, for real, this is my just solemn plea to you. Please stop making him look so bad. No logical human being is going to support that guy, bro. Hey, Rise Podcast said, I'm loving you. Hey, what's up, Rise? He said, I'm loving your new segment of the show with you and Frequent Flyer. Bro, but it costs so much. But nobody supports the channel with this BS, bro. Ray Davis, what's up?
I don't know. I don't even know how to address this one today, Fanon. I was trying to get on to try to save a brother, but sometimes you can't. Sometimes you just can't. You didn't have a link up. I had it on my computer, my other computer, my laptop downstairs. That I don't know what happened. It just froze up or just lost signal. But I can't justify everything he said. And I mean, you can pick. What I'm saying is, you can pick facts out of everything you say, but not everything's a fact. I don't know if that makes sense.
No. Let me tell you. No, I'm saying you nitpick things. Let me tell you what you mean. There are facts, and there are material facts.
Yes, correct.
Facts are that Devin Haney is 24 years old. He speaks English. He's Muslim. He's from San Francisco, but he now lives in Las Vegas. He's got, he can't grow a beard, but he can dye his hair. Right? Those are all facts. But they're not material facts. The question is, what is the responsibility of Lomachenko relative to fighting Devin Haney, and did he satisfy it? And his responsibility was non-existent.
Correct.
So he didn't have any requirement to satisfy. Correct. The only requirement that was out there was the butt hurtery and dick suckery of the Devin Haney fans. That's it. Go ahead, bro. And my mama got mad. I'm sure my mama got mad about that.
Nah, you good. You good. Oh, yeah. I can't help you there. Sorry. You're good with me. Yeah. So I was trying to, like I said, I was trying to save them and let them know the same thing, that you can't look for other things to argue about. I think that's what we come into with certain arguments with people. Like, if you have something to stand on that. Don't look for other angles to try to argue about it to support the first point, and it doesn't make any relevance. You have to be on point, especially with you, Fanon. You got to be sharp with you. You know, I keep my toes sharpened. I know that, but I don't try to go in there and battle with you. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's like I said, just fact. And as you said, material facts, and the brother has to know how to. First of all, write your stuff down before you come on the channel, and make sure you bring everything with you and you're prepared. That's all I have to say. Good morning, Deborah. And with that being said, like, you gotta, I don't know, man. Like that was just awful. I'm sorry to say it like that. And and look, I'm not taking nothing away from Freaking. He had some good points, but his points didn't matter in the conversation. That's not what the topic was about. So when you start mixing and throwing things out there, and then you start going into like other media outlets and using information that's not factual, or they don't bring you, hello Heather, they don't bring you the right battle tools. Is that the way to say it? Like, you know what I mean? They don't come to the table like that correctly. That you got to come to the table with all you go to a job, right? You want to be dressed to impress. You don't come there in a polo. Well, you can't come in a polo, but you don't come there in jeans and a sweatshirt. And
I saw dude, Phoenix the assassin. I see, bro. Go ahead, brother. I'm listening to you.
With your hat turned backwards and be like, yeah, I can get this job. What's up? Like, you don't do that. You got to be professional. So you have to bring that same personality when you're trying to debate. You have to be prepared. Bottom line, and all these things, logic is key. Stop speculating. And this is just everybody. I'm just saying, you got to stop the speculations, because speculations is just a guess. You can use your opinions, but your opinions have to be backed with something. If there's no backing in your opinions, you're just going to sound crazy and ludicrous. So you have to have all these things in line before you even come to the table. Please make sure you do your homework, because Fanon, he's a professor in this class, and he's trying to let you know, like, he ain't trying to take no, Miss Fanon listening, no ass whippings. He ain't trying to take nothing. He's trying to give them out. So if you're going to come in here, don't come in here playing. That's what he's trying to let you know. And if I'm wrong, Fanon, let me know. I'm pretty sure that's
you good, man. You good.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to let you get on. I see somebody.
All right, brother.
But
yeah, there's somebody right behind you, brother.
I want to try to save my brother here, because,
ain't no saving frequent flyer, and ain't no saving Devin Haney fans, because y'all are fanboys. That's what that is, the frequent flyer, brother. That is a fanboy.
Yeah, it's a
hey, let me get back with your rate, and then
I'm sorry. By the way, I'm glad you said there's a difference between fanboys, fans, and supporters. Don't overdo it. Don't be a fanatic. Just be a fan. Sometimes you go over the top when you're a fanatic. You might jump off a bridge for somebody. Don't do that, but don't do it. All right. Later for now.
All right, brother. I'll get back, man. Thank you, sir. Yeah, bro, that's just fanboyism. Real quick, I see you, Phoenix the Assassin. Give me 1 second. Waz says, didn't Loma say that he didn't ask for the franchise belt? Dude, that is just more digging in the weeds of shit that ain't even necessary to talk, stuff that is not even necessary to talk about. Devin Haney was not that man's mandatory, and I've literally been waiting for 3 years for somebody to prove to me that man was the mandatory. They just say he was. It's ridiculous, brother. Thank you. Hey, but real quick, I forgot. Yeah, he basically said that you got to, what my man say? Maurice Suleiman is credible when he says something to start with, but when he changes his mind, that's not credible. If he's not credible the first time, he's not credible the second time. And if you don't want to give any respect to the franchise belt, you can't give any respect to the WBC belt. Phoenix the Assassin, how can I help you, sir?
Hey, how's it going?
Man, I can't complain about a thing. We just talking this boxing.
But yeah, the other thing I wanted to add to that convo you had with Frequent Flyer was regarding that whole mandatory situation. There's a part that I'm surprised that nobody talks about with that, and that's that at the time that Lomachenko petitioned them to let him fight Luke Campbell, the WBC announced that they were actually going to do a 4-man tournament to determine who Lomachenko's mandatory would be. They still have the press release statement on their website where they announced that. And then all of a sudden, after Lomachenko beat Campbell, and in that post-fight interview, said he wanted the winner of Comey versus Teofimo, who would then be the IBF champion. Later, they scrapped the tournament and all of a sudden named Haney mandatory. And they still have that information on their website on the WBC. I'm gonna send you the link right now, so you could see that. I just sent you the link in the chat.
You in the private chat?
Yeah.
Let me read this.
Yeah, the WBC straight announced that they was going to do a 4-man mandatory. So that being the case, if it was going to be a 4-man tournament, Lomachenko had enough time to go ahead and fight for the IBF champion, because that would take more than a year for them to finish that.
Oh, that's your ass. That's your ass. That's your ass.
And nobody is talking about this. They keep on saying Lomachenko asked for the franchise belt and that he was ducking Haney. Like, I haven't seen any person who covered boxing on YouTube like point this out, that WBC announced this tournament.
Oh, hold on, man. Hey, man, no, you'll be seeing it now. Because
so when they saying that, it's like, yeah, because so Lomachenko said he wanted the IBF fight, winner of Teofimo versus Comey. And then, however, 1 or 2 months after that fight with Campbell was when they went ahead and named Haney interim and scrapped this tournament. And then another month later was when they gave Haney the belt while he was in training camp for Alfredo Santiago, or whoever Santiago it was that he fought. He was in training camp for that when he actually received the belt. So that's why whenever, like, as you already know, when Teofimo and Lomachenko finally fought the next year, it wasn't technically for undisputed because the WBC belt was with Haney.
Well, it was undisputed. It's just these cats ain't saying it's undisputed. They put it out as undisputed until Teofimo won. Then it wasn't undisputed after Teofimo won. But let me get this straight again, because you actually come on here, something I got to take notes about. So you said, what was the sequence of these events again?
So when Mikey Garcia vacated the WBC, and that was when Lomachenko had stepped in and petitioned them to let him fight Luke Campbell for the belt. And
okay, hold on one second. Okay. Mikey vacates. Loma petitions to fight Luke. The WBC orders a 4-man tournament.
Yeah, it was a 4-man tournament. Haney was one of the people in it. And if I remember correctly, I wanna say Ryan Garcia and Emmanuel Tego were part of that as well. Because I haven't looked at this link in a minute.
Oh, no worries. I'm about to do this. Hold on. We please be patient with me, sir. Because
all good.
This is the exact opposite of what I was just doing with Frequent Flyer. The WBC, can y'all see that? Y'all can see that. The WBC Board of Directors has finalized the process and has determined the final ruling regarding the lightweight division status. The WBC has accepted Vasily Lomachenko's petition to fight for the WBC title. A fight between mandatory challenger Luke Campbell from the UK and multi-weight division champion Lomachenko from Ukraine, with the vacant WBC championship on the line, is officially ordered. So right there, the WBC is saying that Luke was the mandatory challenger. Mikey Garcia goes to champion emeritus. A tournament will be ordered to determine the mandatory for the division with the following fights: Abdulev versus Haney from the U.S. and Tio from Honduras must fight Javier Fortuna. The winners of these matches will fight each other to determine the mandatory contender of the division. The WBC is happy to da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So we can see right here what happened with Teofimo. Teo jumped out because Teo fought for the IBF belt. And they couldn't make that tournament. But he was not the mandatory. And that mandatory was not going to be due because Lomachenko fought the mandatory. Now, Phoenix the Assassin, just to make sure I understand, and we all see the same thing, does this not say they have accepted Vasily Lomachenko's petition to fight for the WBC champion, a fight between mandatory challenger Luke Campbell? That does say he's the mandatory challenger, right?
Sure does. So that's why when all these people are saying that when Lomachenko won, Haney was the mandatory and he ducked him, I'm like, nah, because they still had to have a 4-man tournament. And either way, you know, if I'm Lomachenko and I got 3 of the belts like after this, and I want to go ahead and unify, like you said, the unification bouts, they take precedence over mandatory. Like all sanctioning bodies will tell you that because they got the mandatory challenges, but then they consider another champion like an elite challenger, which is above that. So it's like, okay, you got a chance for undisputed. There's no mandatory. They're having a tournament for it. So what would the problem be in having that undisputed fight with the IBF champion? And the WBC, they ain't got no rhyme, reason, or explanation for what the hell happened with this. Like, they just swept it under the rug. And like, I would bet that 90% of people don't even know, even though they still got that information on their website. I bet Lomachenko, of course he knows, and Teofimo, because that would explain a lot more for why Teofimo doesn't like Haney, apart from, Haney being given the belt. But like, I don't know why there's nobody who mentions this. They just say Lomachenko ducked Haney and don't even like know about this.
Well, that's because a whole lot of people skip over that, and this is some in the weeds type of stuff. But I do recall this. I do faintly recall this. And unfortunately, man, you got people like Frequent Flyer that will say things. So I was right. Brother, you were dead wrong. Man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, Phoenix the Assassin. I need
yeah, for sure, man. For sure. That's all I had. But good talking with you, bro.
All right, get back with you, brother. Thank you for that eye on that detail, brother. Peace. So now we know there was no duck because Devin Haney was not the mandatory. I already knew Devin was not the mandatory. But if there was no title, that doesn't mean he becomes the mandatory. That tells you that he was not the mandatory. Not the mandatory. If we are ordering a fight to determine the mandatory, if we have a tournament to determine the next mandatory, and the tournament falls apart, guess what? There is no mandatory because nobody fought to determine it. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee, you in trouble. You in trouble. Devin Haney fans, you in trouble. That is no doubt about it proof that Devin Haney was not the mandatory. No doubt about it truth. No doubt about it proof that y'all been lying about that man being that mandatory. Teofimo Lopez didn't fight again until August. Frequent Flyer, bro. You do the community so well, bro. Thank you for everything you do for boxing, bro. Because you have a power that very few people have. Wow. Thank you, man. Thank you. Because if it was not for All right, can I share with you like a parable that I had heard? Not a parable, a story, where it talked about Lucifer and like the reason that Lucifer was sent down and God gave Lucifer the ability to manipulate people. Have you ever heard like the Egyptian? It's related to like Egyptian folklore. Can I share the story with you? Rewind it back, huh? You want me to rewind it back to where it says absolutely nothing other than you're not the mandatory? That there is no mandatory and that the mandatory was Luke Campbell. And they wanted to have a 4-man tournament. Do you know how many fights a 4-man tournament is? Share away. Okay, well, this is the story about why God allowed the devil in the lives of human beings. And the real purpose of the devil. The purpose of the devil is to cause you so much pain and entice you into things that will eventually lead you to suffering. And that suffering will eventually turn your eyes to God. That's the purpose. And I think that is what Frequent Flyer has served to do today. There's undoubtedly some Devin Haney fans that listened to what you said and said, you know what? They've been framing Lomachenko for a duck. I was listening to everything these guys were saying, but now I realize it and I see it. They just want to frame Lomachenko for a duck because there's nothing there to support the idea that he ducked Devin Haney. But yet they say it all the time. And I went with it. But now, Frequent Flyer, the devil, has made me suffer through a conversation where I literally heard every conceivable argument for it dismissed. You framed that man for a duck, Frequent Flyer. You are persecuted the white man. You are a black man persecuting the white man, bro. You guys are a bunch of black folk mistreating that white boy. Now I gotta wonder if all this racism is made up. And it is not some big plot to mistreat Europeans. Because you guys are lying on that white. You are lying on Lomachenko. Stone cold lying on that man. Running his name amok. Bamboozling us. Running us amok. Let me reread this again. Let me read these words again. Trying to tell you that the white boy's innocent. Let's go and just read this again. The WBC Board of Governors has finalized the process. And has determined the final ruling. Regarding the lightweight division. The WBC has accepted Vasily Lomachenko's petition to fight for the WBC lightweight title. Lomachenko petitions the WBC to fight Luke Campbell. Oh, God. I thought I was retired from having to do research. I want to know the petition said. Because this is, you know what this is? This is a champion stepping in to fight for a championship belt. Define. Oh, I'm going to read the rest, bro. You devil. A fight between mandatory challenger Luke Campbell. Who is the mandatory challenger? Please put it in the comment section. I'm going to go through every bit of this, brother. Somebody please tell me who the mandatory challenger is, please. Can somebody tell me who the mandatory challenger is? Anybody? Anybody? Can somebody, I just need to make sure I verify that says mandatory challenger Luke Campbell. So Luke Campbell was the mandatory challenger in this fight. So if so, here's my next question. If Lomachenko wins, is it true that Lomachenko beat the mandatory challenger? Doesn't that say that Lomachenko is fighting the mandatory challenger? Right there. Doesn't it? I need a pro. I need a pro Devin Haney. I need you, bro. I need you. I can't lie. I need you. Other than frequent flyer, bro, I need a Devin Haney fan that is not going to get up here and just lie. That right there says that Luke Campbell is the mandatory challenger. Let me think about this every way from Sunday to make sure that I'm not confused. Mikey's mandatory was Luke Campbell. But in the sentence here, he still is the mandatory challenger. It doesn't say that he's Mikey's mandatory challenger. He says he's the mandatory challenger. It does not say that he is Mikey's mandatory challenger. It says that he is the mandatory challenger. Because a champion emeritus doesn't have a mandatory challenger. But let's continue to read. From the UK, multi-weight division champion, a fight between, from the UK, and multi-weight division champion, Vasily Lomachenko. For the vacant WBC lightweight championship on the line is officially ordered. So they actually name Vasily Lomachenko as a multi-divisional champion fighting a mandatory challenger. Isn't that what they say? I'm only reading the lines in front of me. I'm not making a bunch of assumptions. What it says was a multi-divisional champion, Lomachenko, fighting mandatory challenger, Luke Campbell. So clearly at this point in time, Devin Haney is not the mandatory. Clearly, Devin is not the mandatory. Let's go. Mikey Garcia, as WBC Emeritus Champion, reserves the right to fight for the lightweight title. Champion Emeritus. A tournament will be ordered to determine the mandatory challenger for the division with the following fights. So, help me if I'm right, because I need to make sure that I understand this with crystal clarity. Crystal clarity. It does not, Windy City Assassin, it doesn't say champion in recess. It says champion emeritus. Croy Mayweather, you're not connected. Your device is not connected. So as of right now, they are doing this. They have ordered a fight between Lomachenko and the mandatory. And they are going to they're going to have a tournament will be ordered to determine the mandatory challenger for the division. So they're going to have a tournament to determine who it is. Silver champion from Russia, Abudalev, must fight Devin Haney from the U.S. Now watch this. Who is the champion here? Abudalev. Zabur Abudalev. I do believe that Devin Haney wound up fighting him. He did. So he beat that fight. This fight did not take place. The winners of these matches will fight each other to determine the mandatory contender of the division. Did these guys fight each other? No, they did not. So since there was no tournament, there was no ability to determine the mandatory challenger because there was no tournament. So since there was no tournament, there was no mandatory challenger determined. The winners of these matches will fight each other to determine the mandatory contender. These guys did not fight each other. They did not fight each other. These guys fought each other, but these guys did not fight each other. So therefore, there was no determination of who the mandatory challenger would be. Devin Haney was not the mandatory. Devin Haney was elevated to a position that was not the mandatory. Wow. All right. So, yeah, you guys can stop all that. If that tournament would have happened, then he would have been. And if he would have beaten those guys, he would have been. But he wasn't given the opportunity to do so. But he definitely was not in line to fight Lomachenko instead of Luke Campbell, because Luke Campbell was the mandatory. And they had not determined the next mandatory. I hate this, all of this. I hate all of this, just so you know. And that's to become. Huh. Hold on, what? When did he become? He did become the interim champion after Abdulev. He became the champion after Abdulev. Yeah, so he became interim after beating Abdulev. So they must be saying that Devin was the mandatory because he was the interim champion. Let me see something. What is this man's name? What is this dude's name? Mario Barrios. Yeah, Mario Barrios is Mario Barrios. I think Mario Barrios is the interim champion. Boxing is so confused. And I also think, wasn't also Teofimo Lopez the interim champion? Not, yeah, he's the WBC interim champion, Yordanis Ugas. They fought for he's not the mandatory because he's the interim champion. And where's Ryan Garcia? I think Ryan Garcia held that too. King Ray. Wasn't King Ray also the interim champion? Yeah, he fought for the interim champion against, he didn't become the mandatory. You guys are so full of shit, bro. Yeah, dude, he's just the interim. The interim is not the mandatory for the WBC because Mario Barrios isn't the mandatory for Terrence Crawford. And Luke Campbell, and Ryan Garcia wasn't the mandatory. Man, y'all just flat out dishonest with this stuff, bro. I hate that I got a class on this. What's going on, Corey Merriweather? What's good, brother?
Hey, man. Hey, I'm going to be quick with this. I just want to say a couple things. First of all, frequent flyer, you making us Devin Haney fans look very, very bad right now. And I'd appreciate if you stop the misinformation because, as you just saw, Devin Haney was not the mandatory. Now, I will say there is a video of Bill Haney and Suleiman. They're talking. I believe it's over Zoom or something. There's a YouTube video of it out there. And Suleiman is confusing, like, oh, it's just a trophy. It's just a status. That's what the franchise belt is. But he also says, kind of the exact opposite. Like, oh, well, but Loma's our champion. So it is kind of confusing. But in that same video that's out there, he makes it very clear that you guys were never the mandatory. Like, y'all was never the mandatory. So he makes that very clear. So I don't know why frequent flyers saying that. I don't know why Devin Haney fans are saying that, but that's the truth.
Deborah Burger said, "Hey, Fanat, I've been trying to apologize for the typo earlier. I just want to say good morning to you and yours and keep taking them down. I enjoy it, King. I enjoy it, the King of Boxing Knowledge." Hey, thank you, sister. Appreciate you. Let me give you that big thumbs up. Look, hey, I appreciate you as a boxing fan, Corey Mayweather, as a Devin Haney fan.
For sure.
Because, dude, he's not the mandatory. He was not the mandatory. They never ordered a fight. They were very clear that everybody knew that Lomachenko was going to be fighting that Lomachenko was going to be fighting the winner of Teofimo Lopez versus Coleman. Go ahead, bro.
I will say, Luke Campbell he was supposed to fight Devin Haney. I don't remember. I'm not gonna sit up here act like I remember exactly what happened. But
I
Luke
know.
Campbell, yeah, Luke Campbell was supposed to fight Devin Haney, and Devin Haney was tweeting about it. He was making posts about it, everything. And then Loma just came in and took the fight. I don't know what happened, but yeah, I will say that.
This is what happened. Lomachenko, Devin, the mandatory challenger was Mikey Garcia. The champion was Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia dropped his belt. Then Luke Campbell had an interview, and Luke Campbell said that he thinks that he said, yeah, he dropped the belt. I think that I'm going to fight Devin Haney for the belt. So there was preliminary discussions about it.
Right.
Then Bob Arum came in and petitioned for them to say, hold on, man, let's unify these belts. Let this guy, because at the time, Lomachenko held the WBO and the WBA. And they said,
oh, yeah, the WBO. Okay.
yes,
Okay.
because that's the unique thing about Lomachenko. And this is one of the very few times I've seen it where a reigning champion petitioned to fight for a vacant title with the other sanctioning body. So they basically said, look, Mikey ain't fighting, but let's do a unification fight instead of just a regular mandatory. So the theory is unifications trump mandatories.
Duh, yeah, he was the WBO. Okay,
He's the WBO and the WBA champion. So they said, let's just cut to the chase and unify the belts. So they cut to the chase, unified the belts. Luke Campbell got a shot at 3 belts, not 1. 3, not 1. Bob Arum sent Lomachenko over to the zone to do it. So the zone got a fight for 3 belts on the zone's network. Devin Haney's promoter didn't have no problem with it because the promoter was Eddie Hearn. Right. So Eddie Hearn was like, cool. Eddie Hearn didn't say, no, give it to Devin. No, give it to Devin. Devin's own team let it slide. Because remember, Luke Campbell is on the same promotional team as Devin Haney at the time.
Right.
So that's why the fight took place between Lomachenko and Devin on the zone. Then they scrapped the tournament. Now I recall that guess why they scrapped the tournament? They scrapped the tournament because Lomachenko and Top Rank had all 3 belts.
Yeah,
what do they need a tournament for? What do they need a tournament for?
Would have happened
when they can go get the IBF. They just sent Teofimo to go get the IBF.
Right. Kept everything in house.
And Devin Haney was the odd man out because Eddie Hearn didn't want to put up the money to get the fights. And then think about how it carried even further. The reason that they were actually able to get the fight was with Devin Haney. Was when Devin left the zone and went to ESPN. Devin Haney will literally not have defended a WBC title or that undisputed title on any other place other than ESPN.
Wait, you said he had to?
No, he had to go to ESPN to get a shot at those belts.
Oh, right. Yeah, he had to go there to get a shot. Okay.
Yeah, he had to get it because remember, dude, he was the WBC secondary title holder because of the franchise. Even though Devin, y'all don't like that, it's just a fact. It's still what it is. According to the WBC, it was a secondary title, and all the belts were over there with Top Rank. The zone did get. I think the zone wound up allowing Teofimo Lopez to fight over on the zone because of all the drama that took place with the purse bid with
and the Triller and shit.
With Triller and all of that stuff. Right? But after that, the belts went right back to what network? Went right back to ESPN. Went right back to Top Rank and Bob Arum. Bob Arum runs the lightweight division, bro. Bob Arum run, and then the funny thing is, the first fight away from Bob Arum, what does Devin have to do? He got to drop the belt. He had to drop it for a top rank fighter. Telling you, man, most of the stuff about these fights not taking place are related to Bob Arum. Even that whole franchise thing. Lomachenko didn't ask for the franchise belt. Bob Arum asked for the franchise belt.
Oh, wait, do we know that though? Do we know that?
Yes, because Bob Arum said it in an interview when he was talking about the franchise belt. He said, "Yeah, I like," because he was interviewed about. Well, first of all, you know he did it because Lomachenko can't send the note to the WBC himself. Fighters don't talk directly to the sanctioning bodies. The fighters have to talk through a promoter. Okay. So every time that a boxer petitions for something, it's their promoter petitioning for it. It's not the fighter themselves. Bob Arum petitioned. Like Bob Arum was the one that petitioned the WBC to let Lomachenko fight for the vacant belt. That's Bob Arum that does the petitioning.
Mm-hmm. Well, all I'm gonna say is if that franchise belt if that was a good way to go and it was actually working, that would still be around today. You know, it's not around today because it was too confusing. You know, even Suleiman couldn't get his words straight. Now I've seen him blatantly contradict himself several times when talking about it. So, I mean, they knew it was a bad idea. People hated it. So of course they got rid of that shit.
And they getting rid of the original one too. But please remember, and I see you, D Free. Devin has a franchise belt. Still holds.
He doesn't. He said he doesn't.
That by franchise belt, I'm just using franchise and WBA Super as the same damn thing.
Oh, okay, okay.
That is the same belt. That dude is not having mandatory. That's why I was drilling frequent flyer on that. If you're gonna say if you're not gonna respect the franchise belt and don't respect the WBA Super belt, it does the same thing.
Right, right. But in his defense, though, I did hear you ask him about Rolly Romero, and what did you say? You said why did Rolly?
Yeah, if Lomachenko, I was drawing a parallel to point out the hypocrisy of his statement. If you're telling me that the WBC belt, having the WBC franchise belt, is the reason that Lomachenko ducked Devin Haney just because he had that belt, and that means he didn't have to fight his mandatory, that means it's a duck. That's what Frequent Flyer said.
Oh, right, right. And here's where I was going with that. So nobody gonna carve out a route to the WBA something that's gonna take several years. How Devin Haney been trying to get a route to the WBC since he been 19 or 20 years old. That's what Eddie Hearn said. You know, nobody's gonna do that with the WBA because of that bullshit, because of that super stuff. So yeah, it does kind of make it, I don't know, less enjoyable if you ask me. It's like, why would you even want to have that regular champion, whatever the WBA is, even Tank's little belt? I'm like, you know, it's cool, but it don't really mean shit because there's a super belt, there's a super title, and there's no mandatory. So it's like, why would you even wait? It's a waste of time in my eyes. And nobody gonna give you credit for that
belt. They all fight for that belt. The WBA belt is the belt that everybody fights for.
How many people get credit for it?
They all get credit for it. Every undisputed champion.
No, right. No, that's not what I'm saying.
You know, understand what I'm saying. Every undisputed champion gets credit for that WBA super belt. Every one of them. Yeah, Terrence Crawford doesn't hold the WBA world title. Amanda Stanionis holds that belt.
Right. I'm saying the regular, like why people fight for the regular title. You get what I'm saying? The secondary.
Because that's the world championship, bro. I'm telling you, it's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. It's literally the same thing. It is the original world title. It's not called the regular belt. It's the WBC. It's the WBA world title. Everybody keeps calling it regular, like it's not the real belt. That is the real belt. That's the real belt that Roberto Duran had. It's the real belt that people had from 1960 all the way up to dang near 2000. Tank has the real belt.
But do you see what I'm saying when I say Devin was undisputed at 135, but he ain't fight Tank. Tank had the
watch, bro. You can't. That's my point, and that's why I'm saying Teofimo Lopez is undisputed too. If Devin Haney is undisputed with a belt with no mandatory, then why isn't Teofimo Lopez undisputed with a fight with no mandatory?
It's just some bullshit because they brought it out of nowhere. Like
Hey,
it's
the
not been
WBA
consistent
brought it
for
out of
years
nowhere.
and years and years. I don't know
The
when. I'm not gonna sit up here.
Bro, the
When they bring it up?
WBA brought it out of nowhere.
When
The
did they first
WBA
start
brought
doing
that shit out of nowhere. You go look at that belt, bro. There's all kind of time where nobody fought for that belt for 10 years. For like 10 years. I don't even think the WBA belt came back to the lightweight division until Lomachenko. Matter of fact, here, I'm going to look at this because I got it up.
Yeah, I've always wondered about that.
Look, I'm going to show you. Lomachenko held the WBA super belt. I see you, D Free. Give me 1 second. Lomachenko held the WBA super belt. So I got to find Lomachenko. And I'm going to go to the world. Oh, there you go. WBA super world lightweight title. Juan Manuel Marquez. Look, bro, 2000. Let me show you how janky this belt is. How janky this belt is. And how there's no difference, bro. There's no difference, bro. When you say people pulled something out of their ass, they pulled that belt right out their ass. Here. Excuse me, mama. Yeah, my mama listens and I used to be cussing too much. All right.
She listens.
Here. Look. All right, so you see this, the World Championship. Can you see it?
Yeah, my eyes. Yeah, I can
Look,
see
look,
it.
what? I'm going to tell you, they pulled it out of their backside. Devin Haney. Look at the years. Devin Haney. George Kambosos, Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko. Look at this. Between Vasily Lomachenko getting it against Jorge Linares, that belt wasn't even in existence for 8 years before that.
What?
Look, 2010. The last person to hold that WBA super belt before, not coincidentally, Lomachenko, was Juan Manuel Marquez in 2010. So if they can pull a belt out of if the WBA can pull a belt out of their backside for Vasily Lomachenko, why can't the WBC do it?
Wait, why are they giving it to like anybody?
They did it for the same reason, because Lomachenko is somebody that Bob Arum asked for it. Bob Arum obviously petitioned the WBA to let Lomachenko be the WBA super champion. The same thing that the WBA did with the WBC. But it's okay for Lomachenko with the WBA, but it's not okay for Lomachenko with the WBC.
Interesting. I will say this though. When I say pulled out their ass, like you said, since 2018, whatever, cool. Devin Haney had already worked towards that WBC belt for years before that title even came into existence. That's kind of what I'm saying. But as I can see with my own eyes, yeah, the WBA definitely kind of pulled that out their ass too.
Ooh,
back in
2018. Let me tell
2018.
you exactly how much they pulled it out. Look at this. Juan Manuel Marquez, 2010, 2010, 2009, 2009, 2008, 2007, 2003. Okay. Now, if you weren't watching boxing, if you were not watching boxing in 2003, you may not know this. It's no difference between that WBA belt and that WBC belt. No difference. They reinstated one for Lomachenko, so he didn't have to fight a mandatory. And they reinstated another, and they gave Lomachenko another one so he didn't have to fight a mandatory. Both of them. Both the WBA Super hadn't been around in a decade in that division. Now, let's see who the champion was when Lomachenko got his hands on that belt. I do believe it was Jorge Linares. Jorge Linares, I promise you, was not the WBA, because you can tell. Jorge Linares was the regular champion. He was the WBA World Lightweight title. Look. Right there. When he fought Gessner. The WBA World Lightweight title. All of a sudden, he's fighting for the WBA Super. He's fighting a completely different. Once it's Lomachenko. So why is it okay for Lomachenko? Why is it okay for Lomachenko when Devin gets the belt? And who beat Lomachenko for that belt? Teofimo Lopez. The same person that beat Lomachenko for the franchise. So why is it okay for Teofimo Lopez to beat Devin Haney, to beat somebody, the same guy, for a belt they pulled out of their backside when it's the WBA, but not okay for him to fight for a belt that he pulled out of his backside when it's the WBC?
Like I said, bro, like, okay, so like you said, that kind of it started doing that shit again back in 2018. So any logical boxer, in my opinion, would not pursue a route for the WBA at that time once they seen that bullshit was going on. That's just the only logical way I could think about that. Like, that's just what it is. But you can't Devin Haney in the position where he's number 1 or number 2 in the division. He's about to get his shot, and then out of nowhere, this franchise shit come out of nowhere. So I understand. I definitely
It didn't come out of nowhere. It was given. It was given to Canelo Alvarez.
Okay, yeah, like the same year.
Hey, let me get deep free though, bro. Hey, come back, Croy.
Oh, good.
Come back,
Yeah,
Croy.
for
Let me
sure.
get deep free. You've been waiting a long
Thanks for
time. I'm
having
about
me,
to
man.
roll out. Hey,
Yeah.
you as well, brother. You take care.
Peace out.
All right, man. That was way better than hey, Croy, you way better than Freak Flyer. Hey, real quick, Matty Yo in the building. Thank you, brother, for that support. Big time, Matty Yo, King of the super thanks. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you so much. And let me get a couple of these super chats, bro.
Go ahead.
And Deborah Booker, you don't never owe me an apology. Deborah Booker, you never owe me no apologies. Short of spitting in my face, and even if you spit in my face, I would have just swore it was an accident and kept it pushing. You ain't got to worry about nothing with me. Big Dog Willie said the Haney cult is considered a terrorist organization by the United Nations. Bill Captain America Haney is the most dangerous leader since Jim Jones. And my thank you, Big Dog Willie. And Matty O said, hey, bro, hi in the chat. Thank you, bro. And Phoenix the Assassin said, does the WBA change to super when the champion is unified? No. No, it does not. When it does, when Bob Arum says, let me have it. What's much on your mind?
I was just listening. What's going on for now? I was just listening to the guys that came up here. What they have to realize with the WBA, the reason people fight for the WBA, the belt that Tank Davis had, is because that is the real belt. The WBA Super is just a status. It's not an actual belt that you're fighting for, because that belt is usually only on the line when you're unified in a title. It's not on the line it's usually not on the line for a voluntary fight, because the WBA champion is usually unifying. The WBA super champion is usually unifying because he doesn't have any mandatory. Very rarely does the WBA super is on the line in a voluntary fight. It's usually a unification fight. The mandatory is Tank Davis in this situation. He's the champion that fights all of the mandatory. The WBA super was supposedly created so the champion can unify the belts. He doesn't have to worry about fighting mandatory. The same way that Mauricio Suleiman came up with the franchise belt. They didn't want to have to worry about fighting mandatory. They want to be able to unify the belts. And like you said, Jorge Henares was the WBA regular. He became the super when he was fighting Lomachenko. He was only the regular champion. And so when we look at the WBA regular belt, that is the real belt that Tank Davis had. And Tank Davis will be granted the super when Devin Haney drops the regular. He will be granted the super championship status. That's what they're going to do. They're going to make Tank Davis the super champion. He doesn't have to fight mandatories if he doesn't want to. He could fight whoever he wants to as the WBA super. But I was listening to what Frequent Flyer was saying in the chat. I was looking at what he was saying in the chat, and he was saying that Luke Campbell was Mikey Garcia's mandatory. No, Luke Campbell is the mandatory for the WBC. The fighters does not have a mandatory. The championship have the mandatories. It's the belts. They have the mandatory. So whoever owns that belt, if If Jerome Boots Ennis was the mandatory for the IBF, but Earl Spence had that belt. Now that Bud Crawford got the belt, he became Bud Crawford mandatory because Bud Crawford inherited that belt. When you inherit that belt, you inherit all of the mandatories. So whoever has the belt, that's who they're the mandatory for. It's not a specific fighter. No fighter has a mandatory. It's the belts that has the mandatory.
Dang, I like that. See, you understand the rules, bro. And you understand the delineation, the subtleties of that. And that is a big thing to say the difference of the belt. Because that's why you get stripped. Because if that belt has a mandatory, that belt has to go that way. And if you ain't willing to go that way with that belt's going to leave you and you lose the belt.
Right. That's why everybody said Luke Campbell was the mandatory. Even if and they say, well, Devin Haney was given the interim title. The interim title doesn't hold the same status as the IBF interim. The IBF interim is the mandatory because they don't give it out very often, and when they do, it's only usually for a year because you're the next person in line. The WBC is not that way. That's why David Benavidez is still waiting on a fight for Canelo Alvarez. He's been the interim champion for the WBC for 2 years. He's still waiting on a fight for Canelo Alvarez. He's not the mandatory. The same way Ryan Garcia wasn't the mandatory to Devin Haney when he won it. The same way Jojo Diaz wasn't the mandatory when he had it. They're not the mandatory. They can petition to become the mandatory because they have that status, but they're not the mandatory.
Man, this is like boxing, politics, school, like advanced school right here, bro. Now, I mean, for real, because that shit makes complete sense. I'm still trying to find and I'm not going to tell you who your people are, but we know that you all know. You know what I mean? Plus, we know that y'all know. So, wow, man. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense to me because I've been begging somebody to tell me how in the world was Devin Haney Lomachenko's mandatory, and I can't find it nowhere.
And see, a lot of people, I know where they're getting this argument from, and they listen to my brother, but my brother has a different argument than what they're trying to possess. He's not running on that. He's not running with that argument. He knows what the facts are. He's not running with that argument. So stop listening to him and coming back trying to make his argument because y'all not making his argument.
You talking about B?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is not his argument.
I'll say his name. I'll say it all the time. BFTB.
You can say it right there.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yo, stop trying to make BFTB's arguments, bro, because that's
not his argument. Yeah, that's not his argument. I know, and you got to do your own research because I know what argument he's making, and his argument is based off of what the facts are, and I understand what his argument is. Whether I agree with it or I disagree, I understand what his argument is. But a lot of people hear it and they run with it. And that's the problem with a lot of these people that listen to these YouTube content creators. You hear something they say and you run with it instead of understanding where they're coming from. You can't make an argument for somebody else because you don't know where they're coming from.
Man. I listen to BFTB. Oh, yeah, it's my guy. And I'm like, look, man, I can disagree with him. But what he's doing is I understand, like, I'll understand how he is defining his terms. Like if you take for example, you say something about a duck. I know what he means by duck.
Yeah,
I know what you mean by that. So if you say this is what I mean by it, and then I got to say, okay, well, based off what you mean by it, then I got to agree with you because that's your definition for the word. But if I'm telling you my thing is this, you can't tell me that according to what this particular set of deals. That shit's just not what it is, especially like the way that I may frame the conversation. But yeah, you 100% right, bro.
Yeah, but and that's why I say a lot of people hear this stuff. You got to do your own research because like I said, BF he runs with his argument because he's done the research and his argument is backed up by what the facts are, and that's why he has the opinion that he had because it's backed up by the facts that he found. Now. You can try to run with his argument, but when somebody questions you, you can't back it up because you ain't do your own research. You can't back it up. That man's done the research, and his opinion is based off of what the research that he found. And so you can't argue for him. He got his own opinion. He's his own man. He got his own opinion, and he's going to stick with it because of what the facts say. And I applaud him for that. And that's why I love that man, because that man, he tells it straight down the middle, regardless if he likes the fight or he doesn't. He tells it straight down the middle. But you can't make an argument for that man. That man makes his own argument. That's why he is who he is. But y'all gotta do y'all research before y'all come out here and just stating stuff that y'all heard on YouTube or you heard somebody else say. You gotta do your own research, because y'all come out here just saying stuff and y'all be sounding crazy. I'm sitting back listening. I'm like, these people just sound crazy.
Man. and like there's something wrong with me. Like, hold on, man.
Yeah,
that shit look bad. But thank you, D Free. Thank you, brother.
No problem, man. I appreciate it.
All right, brother. Get back, man.
All
yes,
right.
sir. All right. Hey, Waz said Haney became WBC interim on 9/13/2019, but Teo fought Richard Comey 3 months later. After Teo won the IBF, Loma entered the ring and they came face to face on 12/14/2019. So let me get this right, bro. Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko was in the ring with Teofimo Lopez after Richard Comey. But Frequent Flyer says they hadn't even thought about the fight up until that time, but they were in the ring at the same time. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so that was a lot of fun. Thank you to everybody, man. I'm gonna get up out of here. Peace. Hey, thank you, Wah. Let me give you your gong. And Mr. Ramsey says, shout out from the Cash App crew. Oh man, the Cash App crew. Thank you, brother. But look, I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all have a wonderful day. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.